All right. Well, it wouldn't be a WD stream without me fucking something up. So what I did was I loaded the video and everything in the wrong little input on OBS, so it was all fucked up. It was all quiet. And anyway, I think I've got it in the right spot now. So here's what the plan is for tonight. What's gonna happen is we're just gonna roll through the rest of the RAMONAH series with the therapist. I was calling it therapist and the doctor like a fucking moron because I am. And this is actually RAMONAH and the therapist. There's 7 parts in the dump. We are gonna cruise into part 4 to cap off the RAMONAH content before we move on to Winnie and to Casey and Jamie and all the other stuff. We'll have the final confrontation with RAMONAH, and we actually get into the juicy stuff. So we're gonna have to deal with the pops and the clicks and the clacks for just a little bit longer. But here we go. We're going to marathon stream this. We are starting with RAMONAH and her therapist, part 4 of the dump. Out of 7, let's run it.
That before, but what is that?
Well, it's a need. I think it stems from a neediness. What I always said, what I said to my wife is, I would never want to be with somebody that doesn't want to be with me. And I would never want to be with somebody that I have to.
This is why I hate these calls. This shit right here.
Hey.
Hey, RAMONAH, I'm sorry about my phone.
Also, I'm playing some Balloons Tower Defense right now, so if you hear a bunch of clicking and clacking in the background, it's probably me spamming my abilities. So, my bad, dude.
Disconnected.
That's okay. Okay, go ahead. You were saying love is unrequited.
Love. Have you ever heard the expression, you don't marry the person you can live with, you marry the person you can't live without?
No, Barry.
Have you ever heard that before?
No, Barry.
Yes.
Yeah, so...
Never.
I always like that notion. I think what it means is just that if Lorne thinks he loves you and you don't feel the same way, then what Lorne is experiencing is not love, in my opinion. Now, that's not something I wouldn't come at that as a therapist. That's a personal conviction, but it's one I hold pretty strongly. You have a lot to offer. You have a tremendous amount of upside as a person.
Thank you.
Because you're welcome. Because you're attractive physically, you're attractive intellectually, you're interesting, you're successful. All the things we talked about. And so when somebody looks at that, they say, "Yeah, that's a person I should have an attraction to." Right, it makes sense. She ticks all the boxes. She has all the things to offer. Right. Mm-hmm. So for someone like Lorne to look at that, it's altogether reasonable that he say, "Yeah, I want to be in love with a person like that." And it's not to say that he's not attracted to you, even emotionally, psychologically, right? But that's very different from love. And I'm not sure, I don't know if Lorne is capable of a deep, profound, the kind of love that you need.
I'm kind of pissed that I decided to run this shit in order, because some of these calls where it's just the characters talking to each other, and sometimes Lorne's, he's just not even there. They realize it later. They've just been talking to themselves in character, just doing this cosplay with each other, wasting fucking time. And this is one of those times. It's just, God damn it, you have to roll through it, but whatever.
As I've said before, he's lacking in self-awareness, and he's got a lot of issues with himself that he's got to work out, in my opinion, and those sorts of things can definitely impede a person's ability to have love or to feel love or to be able to feel and express love properly. But those are all points against him in terms of, if we're talking about, is he a good candidate to be in a relationship with you or not? These are all the things, that I keep saying are things that you've got to consider, because these are things that...
Is there a better candidate for Ramona, though? Let's be real. Besides her live-in fiance or husband she's got in real life. I mean, is there a better person for Ramona? For the sake of us Lornographers, I say no at this point in time. Till Emma and Ember, they when she decides to just go off and develop this Winnie character, this has got to be just surreal to listen to this shit when it's first coming out, though. I mean, we've got 2020 vision hindsight, right? But man, I kind of wish I was around for this when it was fresh material, because my mind would have been blown.
That you will have to contend with permanently if you're in a relationship with him. And is that what you see for yourself? Is that what you want for yourself?
Could he be a good partner, though, in spite of having a couple of red flags here and there?
For you.
For sure.
For someone.
Why not?
Potentially. For you, I say almost certainly not. Because what you haven't demonstrated at all during the course of our dialogue here tonight is anything that he brings to the equation that is essential for you. He's funny. He might be fun to hang around in person. That's basically the entirety of the arguments you've given in support of why, as far as arguments in his favor. That he's funny and that he might be fun to hang around with.
And he's told me before he loves spending time with me on the phone. And
okay, but what is that?
And he's now, how do I word it? He's now dedicated to me.
Okay. Well, the first thing I would say to that is that being able to enjoy a phone conversation with a person, or even a lot of phone conversations over the course of an extended period of time, is hardly a barometer for compatibility in real life. I mean, it's easy to be a good phone conversation. It doesn't take much. I'm just being candid. I mean, that's not something that's hard to do. You put the best of yourself out there, and you don't even know.
That's right. It doesn't take much to be a good phone conversation, and you put the best of yourself out there. Exhibit A being Lorne Armstrong, the epitome of a good phone conversation. Barry swinging for the fences, batting 1,000. Gotta love it.
You have to worry about the physical compatibility, and you don't have to worry about any of that stuff, right? It's not a terribly difficult thing to do. That's the first thing. The second thing is that you've got to be able to look at a situation like this holistically. For somebody to tell you, I would say that every relationship in which there's true love is a relationship in which there are good phone conversations. But not every relationship in which there are good phone conversations is a relationship where there's true love. You see what I'm saying? It would be like me saying, well, I know that I'm compatible with my wife because I like the color of her shoes or something. I mean, it's such a relatively minor, so you have a good conversation. You and I are having a good conversation.
Sounds good to me.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to know, when you say he's now dedicated to me, right? You said that. I want to know what you mean by that.
Yeah, Ramona, what do you mean?
I mean, there were some things that happened in the past, and I've ignored them and blocked them out. But
because let's see if I'm.
It's just fucking crazy. When Lorne didn't know that he was being recorded and being uploaded for any and all of the internet to stumble upon and find and to entertain themselves with, he unleashed on Ramona sometimes. The screaming shit he would do, the shit he would throw and bash against the wall and bust through his sheetrock. Oh my God. I mean, in the future calls, he obviously, well, unless he's fucking wasted, which is most of the time, he kind of tones it down because he knows in the back of his mind that everything he's doing is being recorded. But here, when he doesn't know he's being recorded and this is just unfiltered and unmitigated, you see what a fucking psychopath this guy is. It's just great to hear Ramona completely play it down, and then Dad Barry later on come to his defense. And Lorne's in this fever dream. He's like, why the fuck are these people on my side right now? He stays silent and he's confused because he knows what a piece of shit he's been.
Understanding where you're going with this, because you say he's now dedicated to me. So what I'm reading there is that there's a chronological component to what you're saying, which is to say there was a time when he was not dedicated to you. Is that what you're getting at?
Well, define not dedicated to me.
Well, okay. Why don't you define dedication first, and then I can ask if there was a period where he wasn't that. I would say, by dedication you mean he's only going to talk to you. He's not going to pursue any sort of casual relationships that are closer to him, or any purely sexual liaisons, that sort of thing, right? I mean, is that what we mean by dedication? That he's saving himself for you. He wouldn't pursue another opportunity if it presented itself. Would you agree that that's a good definition for dedication?
I think so, yes.
Okay, so
yeah, it's all right.
Let me ask you then, was there a time in your relationship with him where that wasn't the case? Where he had other interests, or he was open to other interests, other pursuits?
Yeah, there was.
Okay, well, you want to divulge any details? Is that something that... Let me ask you this first. Did that bother you?
Yes, but I don't think about it. I don't think about it at all. I just blocked it.
But you can't... No, okay.
I kind of lost the plot here if Lorne's even on the other. I'm assuming he's on the line because he loves to go on mute. The reason I don't think he is, if he is, this is the longest he's ever been on mute without piping up when somebody starts fucking getting in his business or standing in the way of his gaslighting, the whatever catfish he's got on the line. He really can't stand for people to call him out, particularly when he can't come to his own defense. So if he's on the other line right now, I mean, props to him. Either his headset's fucking dead, or he's exhibiting some patience that he completely lost later on in the series.
I want you to remember what we talked about blocking things out. It's not healthy. There's an energy that these kinds of situations produce that emanates from these episodes. Okay, and if you don't deal with them, you don't process that energy, then the energy stays internal, right? And it becomes like a blockage, right? There's a buildup of negative energy, and we don't deal with these things and get and externalize them and address them. These things build up psychologically, and it's very unhealthy. And so I've got to encourage you to open up about these things.
Talking out of his ass.
To do. I can tell just based on the way you're responding to my questions here, you haven't said a lot. I can tell that those things trouble you very much. And I can tell you that he's doing you a great disservice.
Saying there's a buildup of negative energy is how I imagine some chick living in Austin, Texas with an Amish hat on who's 23 years old, whose career is a life coach, and she talks about aura and vibes and shit like that. Like, whatever Barry's saying right now is so stupid.
Expecting you to bottle those things up and not deal with them and act like they aren't there, or that they didn't happen and just not acknowledge them. That's one of the most psychologically unhealthy things we can do, is to deny issues like that. Now, I'm not telling you that you have to talk about it with me here right now. You certainly can if you feel the need to, and I would encourage you to, especially if this is particularly troubling or you feel uncomfortable right now, because these are the things that need to be addressed.
Are you going to tell my parents? Because this is like the last thing that they need to know.
You're my patient, and in the interest of patient practitioner confidentiality, if you explicitly tell me that I'm not to divulge to your parents, then I have to.
Also, when it comes to HIPAA, which is basically the privacy laws when it comes to seeking healthcare, whether it's mental health or physical health, they're not allowed to say shit to anybody. I mean, you can have people on the list that they are allowed to give some stuff to, but it's not going to be made up on the spot like this.
To honor that, I will say that
you're going to have to sign some paperwork that says you are free and able to give my health information to so-and-so specifically before you're even going to get care, not during care, not post-care. It's not how that works.
I'm presented with new information that greatly influences my evaluation of this man, that I have to address those things. So I would say, for example, if you were to tell me something that's particularly disturbing to me now, but you said you can't tell my parents, then no, I wouldn't tell your parents. But I would say, there are aspects of the situation that I'm not at liberty to discuss in any specific capacity, in any degree of specificity, except to say that these things are concerning to me. So I would convey a shift or a change in the degree of concern if that's there. But no, I won't reveal anything that you tell me that I can't and that I shouldn't, and that you don't want me to. So no, I mean, anything we discuss here in terms of particulars is confidential.
Yeah, and it's not going to be a verbal agreement either.
Well, and like,
but Lorne doesn't fucking know that shit, so who cares? Is it even on? Like, I fucking hate these calls. They're redundant and get boring pretty quick, but we got to power through them.
Like I said, I mean, I've completely blocked. I'll tell you what happened, but I've completely blocked it out. I don't think about it, and I've just learned to ignore it and hope it doesn't happen again. And so what happened was,
Can't believe.
Say again?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry, I was My wife sent me a text message from the other room. I apologize for that. Just asking me if I'm still doing house calls, we call it, or office hours. So I told her yes. Sorry about that. Please continue.
Tell her yes, but it's turned into a free one. Well, okay, but yeah, if you have to send a message, I'll wait till you finish.
No, that's okay. I did it. Okay. I was just. Anyway, no, I'm good to go. I'm 100% all ears.
Okay, so I don't know if when you did your research you found that Lorne has a YouTube channel. I don't know if you found that.
No. One that he runs himself?
Yeah, he has his own videos on a YouTube channel. And
no, I don't think I saw that.
Yeah, he has a YouTube channel, and there was this girl, we'll call her Michelle, because that was her name, so we might as well. Anyway, there was this girl named Michelle, and she was all over his videos, and she would just constantly, profess her love for him, and she actually changed her last name on her screen name to his last name, and she was always hitting on him and everything. And I had made a joke. I had said, well, that's your new girlfriend, or is that your new girlfriend? And he said, no. And I said, and so I had asked him just randomly one day if anything had happened between the two of them, because I just got this, how they say women's intuition, and when a guy's cheating that women just know.
Sure.
So I had just gotten this intuition, and I had asked him, and he vehemently denied it, said no. And so I said, okay. Well, a couple weeks later, I find a video on YouTube where he's trying to schedule sex, and basically what had happened was he had a sexting text message chat where he had asked if he could stick his hot dog in her taco and all this other shit, and he had went to Dunkin' Donuts to meet her for sex, and he had brought condoms. But I've blocked it out.
How long ago was this?
This was what's this month? This is August. May, I think.
Yeah, and according to Lorne, this wasn't cheating simply because he never actually had the P and the V. So, whatever Lorne considers cheating on his partner's part really doesn't apply to him. For him to be cheating, he actually has to go through with the whole ordeal. He actually has to meet him. He actually has to have sex with him, and then actually has to love him, and then actually has to he makes up all these stupid fucking rules, and it's always a different standard for whoever he's dating versus him. And he goes, wait, don't get off the fucking subject. You fucking you talk to him, and you talk to him, and then him, and then that guy, and then this guy, and you was fucking cheating. Meanwhile, he's trying to meet up at fucking Dunkin' Donuts with a girl, and he's got the audacity to say, no, that's not me cheating, because I never went through with it, and I wasn't gonna have sex with her anyway. It doesn't matter that I texted her I'm gonna fuck your pussy, and I'm gonna lick your slit, and I'm gonna finger both of your clits. That's not cheating. It's not cheating at all. That's just playful banter that you would do with a stranger on the street while you're waiting at a bus stop, according to Lorne. It's infuriating, and there's no reason to dive too deep into the psychology. He knows that he's full of shit, and he knows that he wants to be like Diddy, where he's got a girlfriend that you can't cheat on him, but he can cheat on you. That kind of fucking shit. He wants to be that much in control and have that much power. He's a fucking piece of warmed up wet dog shit.
Okay. And before this episode, had he already told you that he loved you, that he was in love with you?
Yes, many times.
Okay. So you were under the impression that he felt about you then the way he claims to feel about you now. Is that right?
Correct.
Well, the first thing I will point out is this: all of the negative things, or the things that he would perceive, that maybe you would perceive as negative that I've identified about him over the course of our dialogues tonight.
It's pretty hard to find those negative characteristics on Lorne, though, isn't it, Barry? Got to dig deep.
He would and did when he was on the phone with us earlier, defend his position by saying, "I love her. I'm committed to her." Right? So that was the one thing that he thought he had in his defense. Now, I've maintained that that's an altogether inadequate defense, but that was the one thing that he kept falling back on. And now I'm learning that even that isn't true. Hasn't been true. Isn't absolute. Right? So all of the things, this is basically a mirror of the same dynamic when we talked about you gave him this ultimatum. He had to go 3 months without drinking, without all these things that you said he had to stop doing for 3 months, and he hasn't been able to perform. Right? He'll say, well, the last 2 weeks. I'll say, well, the deal was for 3 months, so you didn't make it. Right? Now we find out that this claim that he's committed to you exclusively and he's devoted to you and that sort of thing, that he can't seem to hold on to that either. And I would point out further that that's just an episode you happen to know about.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I said before, how do you know he hasn't been drinking, right? You can't smell his breath.
And would you want to?
How do you know that he's been drinking?
Oh, gross.
Now,
that's so gross.
I just blocked it out.
Yeah, I just blocked it out.
Well, you already know what I'm going to say to that.
What?
That is completely unhealthy, that you're living in denial, and that fundamentally you're no different than the battered housewife who has an excuse for every black eye that her husband gives her. This is why abused women, we both know that frequently abused women stay in abusive relationships for years and years, some of them to their grave. They never leave, despite the fact that their husbands abuse them or cheat on them or otherwise are...
Even though Barry's not a real therapist, this is bona fide truth. And can you imagine if this wasn't just one big troll and one big game, if Lorne... before all this shit, before his behavior was actually monitored and mocked and then, made disgraceful on the internet, like, this is exactly how he would have treated somebody. This is how he would have treated Kayla as a 13-year-old girl if he actually got to kidnap her and take her back to his place. He would have been this domineering and this controlling, and he would have fucked her life up. And he would have fucked anybody's life up had they given him the benefit of the doubt. And it's a goddamn good thing that nobody ever gave him the benefit of the doubt, not only because he's physically repulsive, but just everything about him is just disgusting. So there wasn't really a lot for people to be pulled into and, mesmerized by. He's not very witty. Obviously, he's not very attractive. He doesn't have a whole lot of confidence. There's no grand expression that he has that would pull somebody in. He's no Manson, right? thank God he's not, because what a fucking dog shit human he is, and the way that he likes to control people and control just everything, and manipulates and dare I say gaslighting for the sake of the actual definition of the word. He's a monster.
Treat them wrong. And that's what's going on here. He hasn't been any of the things that he wants to believe he is. He hasn't been faithful to you. He hasn't been good to you. He hasn't been those things. And you're denying, and you keep making excuses for him. Or even worse, you just don't deal with the pain at all. How in the world is that fair to you?
Yeah.
I mean, because, like, if he... Well... I mean...
Were there any other instances where he's been unfaithful that you know about? Is this an isolated thing that you know about?
Define unfaithful.
You define unfaithful. You tell me what it would take for you to get your heart.
This is the stupid shit about Ramona that I'm talking about. Define unfaithful, as if it doesn't already have just a pretty much standard working definition for fucking everybody everywhere.
Broken by something he did.
It fucking gets on my nerves.
It can be emotional. It can be simple.
Too much slack.
Him having a prolonged dialogue with somebody else, like, whatever you would say constitutes cheating in the context of this relationship. Has he done it before that you know about?
Well, he probably wouldn't consider this one cheating.
Do you consider it cheating, and if so, has he done it before?
Does that fucking matter?
I don't know if it's cheating.
Make that determination, him or you?
So fucking stupid.
Well, he said that it doesn't count because he was drunk.
Oh boy, this guy just gets better and better. What did he do? Do you mind if I ask you that?
You control me.
Damn it.
You're not under any.
Well, I'm just thinking of how to tell it so it doesn't sound as bad as. Okay, I know how I can tell it. Okay, well. Okay, so you know that girl Ember?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a video where he had gotten drunk and he had apparently called her over and over and over again, and I heard him. He's recorded. He called me a bitch, and because no, I shouldn't tell you that part, but he called me a bitch and then he begs her for a video of her pussy and her tits.
Oh, Ramona. Is there more? You said there was a part you didn't want to tell me.
Oh,
I don't know how it's worse than that, but nothing would surprise me at this point. This guy.
Well, this part made me laugh, but I don't think it's funny. But he had sent me video footage of a specific area of his body, and he thought I had shared it, and he called me a bitch.
His elbows and the backs of his knees, for anyone wondering.
Twice he had said that bitch, and then he said that fucking bitch. And I didn't share it. I didn't share it. No, yeah, he thought I had put it on the internet, and I didn't. I absolutely did not.
Was it his penis?
No.
Told you.
I'm not sure what else it could have been on a guy.
Behind his penis.
Oh, never mind.
Jesus Christ. Oh, my goodness. That's, did you ask for him to send you that?
I suggested it, and he did it because he wanted to show his... He said he wanted to show his love for me, and that's why he did it, so... I thought that was...
I want to know, in what universe you show your love for a woman by sending her a picture of your asshole?
In what world do you not, Barry? Come on, dude.
What the hell is wrong with this guy?
Get fucking real, man.
I'm sorry. I'm being unprofessional now when I say those things. We're off the record, so I feel that I can speak with a bit more latitude than I would if we were truly in session. Obviously, we're off the record, but that's very, very bizarre. Very bizarre. But that's almost demented. But let's get back to the bigger issue.
Any guy that listens to this YouTube video, I want you to tell me honestly in the comments, before you propose to a girl, do we not customarily take pictures of our asshole and send it to them and say, baby, does this balloon knot make you want to spend the rest of your life with me? If not, you can fucking walk. All right, I'm out. We're done. Unless you say, that starfish is something delectable, and I cannot wait to put my tongue on it. Am I right? Am I fucking right? Yeah.
Which is that he, I would say that is infidelity. That calling another woman and asking her to send him a picture of her genitals certainly qualifies as emotional infidelity, and that it's completely irrelevant whether he was inebriated or not. And I would further point out that for him to defend that action to any extent by saying, well, I was drunk, it was just more deflection on his part. It's just another example of him trying to blame something else other than himself. But I would say that even the bigger issue is, I'd say equally concerning for me, is that he said these terrible things about you to her. Because we're back to the verbal abuse again. That's the trifecta. That's drunkenness, verbal abuse, and infidelity all in one shot, in one action. But, I mean, look, you got to be candid with me because I really like.
You love the word.
I like candor. Yeah, I like eating candy because candy's like. But I want you to be honest with me. We're looking at this now objectively, and part of the reason you're having so much trouble articulating these episodes is because talking about it this way forces you to make it objective. Right? It's an object now. It is no longer a subjective experience in your mind that you can just ignore or try to rationalize or reason away in some way. Now it's an object. It's in front of us. I can see it too. So we can look at it objectively and talk about it as this standalone object that we can analyze and discuss. And looking at it objectively, I'm going to tell you, I don't know if you are able to see this. I mean, if you're able to reason this, but the reason it's so hard for you to talk about it right now is because you already know, you can intuit what I'm going to say, and you know that I'm right. You know that if this were someone you cared about telling you these things about the person they were with, that you would feel the way that you can tell I feel. And you know that you would be giving them the same advice that I'm giving you. You know that it wouldn't be right. You know that it wouldn't be healthy for them. And that the thing for them to do the expedient thing for them to do for their own benefit would be to detach, would be to make a break from that situation. Ramona, you know this is not healthy. You know this is not good for you. I don't have to convince you of that. I just have to get you to the point where you're willing to acknowledge it.
But it can be healthy if I just ignore it, like ignore the past.
But I'm telling you that ignoring those things is intrinsically unhealthy. It would be like saying, well, I was diagnosed with cancer, but if I just ignore it, then I can still live a healthy life. The problem doesn't go away simply because you refuse to acknowledge it. Do you understand that?
Well, I mean, that example, but I mean...
Okay. Let's do this. Let's for the sake of an analogy, turn our attention completely away from your relationship with Lorne, and let me challenge you with something.
Okay.
Is there any problematic, intrinsically bad situation or development or event or entity in the world that you can think of?
Wait, say that again?
Simply ignore. I'll say it again, and I want you to try to think of a situation or an event or an entity or a development of some kind anywhere in the world, in any situation, in any context, that is intrinsically bad, for which ignoring it is the solution. Okay, we agree that ignoring cancer is not healthy, right?
No.
Okay. Let's say your next door neighbor punches you in the face every time you walk out the front door. Would you agree that ignoring that situation is the right course of action or the wrong course of action? You got to deal with it, in other words, right?
Well, if he did that, that would probably make my mom stop trying to get me to marry him, but... Let's assume that your neighbor was someone more like Lorne instead of like your real neighbor, because I don't think your real neighbor would hit you based on what I've been told, but Lorne I'm not so sure about. But I'm just, I made that up. But a fire, let's say you're cooking in your kitchen and you accidentally start a fire. Would it be a good strategy to ignore it and just ignore it and look at another part of the kitchen? No.
Okay.
But
you have a friend. Most people have a best friend. Your best friend, the person you're closer to than anybody. Someone you grew up with, maybe, or a cousin. You have anybody like that in your life? I'm sure you do.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of people who are close to me.
Okay, I want you to think about your best friend, right? Whoever you would say off the top of your head, one of your best friends, right?
Okay.
And this person comes to you and says, "My boyfriend is emotionally abusive. He calls me a bitch. He texts other women and calls other women and tells them to send them pictures of their bodies. He has a website and somebody made a sexual proposition to him on the website. He went and met that girl and tried to hook up with her. Would you ever give your friend the advice that you're giving yourself? Would you ever say to her, well, you just got to ignore those things so you can deal with this guy? What advice would you give your friend?
I would... I'd tell her to run.
You know what you would tell your friend. You would tell her the same thing I'm telling you.
I'd tell her to run, I guess.
Or to, you've just got to recognize that the needs of the situation don't change just because it's you. And I would say that quite the contrary, it's the converse. You need to value yourself at least as much as you would value your friend. Are you worth any less as a person than she is?
No.
So why would you give yourself different advice than you would give her?
Because I can deal with it.
Why should you have to? You can deal with a fire in the kitchen for a while, too. There's people that have cancer for years before it finally subsumes them. The issue is not your capacity to deal with pain and anguish and abuse and evil. The issue is that you have no obligation to sustain all those things. For whose benefit? For the benefit of some unemployed 50-year-old loser who can't hold a job, can't find a job, can't stop drinking, can't stop screwing around, can't stop treating you like garbage. Why on earth should you live a life that is detrimental to you and stay in a situation that is clearly not healthy for you just so he can be happy? What in the world has this guy done to warrant that kind of happiness, to merit that kind of happiness, that anybody should sacrifice themselves? And you're not just anybody. You're wonderful.
Well, do you want to know what he told me?
Sure.
He has told me, well, multiple times, but he has told me that he can, A, make me happier than anyone else, and B, that he would love me more than anybody else.
Well, those are easy. Ramona, I can make you happier than anybody else, and I can love you more than anybody else. Barry Viner, your therapist, who's saying that to you right now, I can love you more than anybody, and I can show you the world, and I can make you feel like the queen of the universe. And I will sweep you off your feet, and every day I will make you feel like it's new love 50 years from now. Diamonds in your eyes, and the sun rises and sets with you. Now look, do you see how easy that is? It's just words. Anybody can say that. I'll sweet talk you for hours. What does that mean? What is that worth? What does that accomplish? They're just words. You see?
But
it's the actions that tell us. It's the actions that tell us what a person's caliber is. So Ramona, yeah, I'm drunk. Yeah, I called you a bitch a few minutes ago, but that was a few minutes ago. Let it go. Yeah, I went to meet that girl for sex, but that was like a week ago. Let it go. I only love you. Rainbows in your eyes and sparkles in the moon, and I'll love you forever, and I'll pick you flowers every day. I mean, those are just words.
Well, in his defense, he's homophobic, so he would never say rainbows in your eyes. No, but
fair enough. Fair enough. But he's homophobic. That's good. That's progressive. Right?
Oh, God.
That's the kind of open-minded, progressive, forward-thinking visionary you want to be with. But do you see what I'm saying? All he's ever given you are words. And when his words don't line up with his actions, you have to ask yourself, which has more bearing on in terms of being able to tell me what kind of person this really is?
But he's always said that his words to me aren't just words.
Then why don't his actions match them?
Because of stuff in his past.
So stuff in his past made him call you a bitch.
Yes.
And ask stuff in his past made him ask Ember for a picture of her vagina.
Well,
what stuff in his past made him do those things?
Well, he said stuff in his past because of
what stuff in his past made him
he
do
said
those things?
Amanda James made him call me.
Amanda James made him call you a bitch. Do you believe that? Does that make any sense to you?
Well, I'm just telling you what he told me.
How did Amanda James make him a bitch? Make him call you a bitch? How did she manage to do that?
He said something about her, like, she said that her niece was her daughter or something, like her daughter was her niece and somebody...
That's why he called you a bitch.
Like,
because she said her niece was her daughter 20 years ago, he had to call you a bitch?
And he said that he didn't go on a date for 2 years because of her.
What is the worst mistake you think you've ever made? What is the worst thing that you've ever done intentionally? You don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but think of something that you would say, I really shouldn't have done that. And I did it intentionally. I didn't do it accidentally.
Let me think.
You ever stolen anything?
Well, that is funny because that was what we were talking about that made my dad cry, which the only other time I've seen him cry, when I was a teenager, me and my friend, we went to the mall and we had stolen some stuff out of a store. And, I had never done anything bad, never gotten in any kind of trouble or anything. And here's the mall cop calling my dad to come get me, and he cried. He wasn't bawling, but tears were coming out of his eyes. And so when I saw...
How old were you?
I was maybe 15, 16.
Let's go with 16. Anybody ever call you a name when you were younger than 16?
Did they ever call me a name?
Yeah, you know how kids are. Kids call each other names. Kids are mean sometimes. Anybody ever call you a name when you were a little kid?
Yeah, like when I was 15, the guy my little 15-year-old boyfriend called me. When I was 15, my little 15-year-old boyfriend called me the B word.
Yeah, that's right. You told me about that. You said your mother was very upset. Now, when the 15-year-old called you a bitch, when you were 15, did that make you go and shoplift from the mall when you were 16?
Oh, no, not at all.
How on earth did Amanda James telling Lorne that her daughter was her niece compel him to call Amber drunk and ask for a picture of her vagina and call you a bitch 20 years later? How on earth does one thing cause the other?
Because he said that...
I know what he said. I'm asking you to explain how that works. How does that work? How does the Amanda James daughter thing from 20 years before, how does that make him in 2017 call Ember and call you a bitch and ask for a picture of her vagina? How does one thing make the other happen?
Because if I'm playing with him, I don't know outside of what he told me.
Right. You know why you don't know?
Why?
Because that doesn't make any sense. Because that is him blaming his actions on something totally unrelated.
Well, here's the thing, Barry. It's called a weak alibi and thin justification. All right? And those are both plausible defenses for Lorne. So, shut your fucking mouth. It makes sense. If you try to make it make sense, okay? Okay.
Because he doesn't want to take responsibility for them.
Well,
he doesn't want to be the guy that called Ember drunk, asked for a picture of her vagina, and called you a bitch. He doesn't want to be that guy. So it must be Amanda James from 20 years ago. That's what made him do it.
Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't make any damn sense.
Makes perfect sense. Just talk to Lorne for a day, and it makes sense, Barry.
The reason you're quiet right now, the reason you're struggling for words right now, is because I have brought you to a place where intellectually you can't escape the truth of what I'm saying.
But I'm not...
You cannot construct an argument with what I'm telling you right now.
But I mean...
Find the words.
If, like...
You're struggling right now. You can't put that together. Because I'm right. And I'm irrefutably right. And there's nothing you can say in refutation of the point I've just made. And you know it.
But...
So stop defending him. He shouldn't have done it. And he did it because he's a bastard. Because he decided to do this thing. Because he wanted to do this thing. And he didn't give a damn in that moment whether it was right or wrong. He just wanted to do it, so he did it. And that's selfish. And it's dangerous.
I've called him selfish before, and he's told me that he's the least selfish person that there is.
He did say that.
He told you that. He's also told you that he's devoted to you, and we know that's not true. And he told you that he wouldn't drink and be abusive for 3 months. And we know that's not true. And he said that he didn't try to have sex with a 13-year-old girl, and we know that's not true.
Well, I mean,
The real question is, does this guy ever tell the truth? Not, does he ever lie? Sounds to me like all the man does is lie.
well, he's 2 weeks into the 3-month thing. He's
Why
2
isn't?
weeks.
But you made the rules more than 2 weeks ago, didn't you?
Yeah.
So why isn't it more than 2 weeks in?
Because he got drunk the next night.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
But he
I
said
know this
that.
stuff isn't easy to face up to. This is what we call tough love. I'm telling you what you need to hear, even if it doesn't feel good to hear it.
Well, I was going to tell you why he got drunk and why he gets drunk and.
Do you think it's going to change my position on the issue? You can tell me. I'll listen. I'll let you tell me. But do you think it's going to have any effect at all on what I'm saying right now?
Well, maybe if you just hear me out.
Yeah.
I mean, and
Hear out, baby.
I'm not saying.
You're over the evening. You haven't done it once yet. You haven't once successfully defended anything he's done. But I'll give you another shot. Give it another try. Go ahead.
All right. Well, this is what he told me, and.
Well, reliable witness.
I'm not saying I agree with it, but I'm just saying why he told me that he gets drunk and he calls me names. And it's because, the doctor friend of mine who is so popular around my social circle and with my mom, well, he doesn't like the fact that he and I are so close.
Okay.
And so he said that makes him drink.
Okay. It makes him drink.
He said that makes him drink.
Makes him drink.
So in a way, I guess it's my fault.
It's your fault that he drinks because it makes him drink.
Because the doctor.
Unpack that.
Well, the doctor hits on me, and we're close, and he said that that's what causes him to drink.
Well, have you ever driven to a donut restaurant because you thought you were going to have the opportunity to have sex with the doctor?
Have I done what you said?
Have you ever driven to a donut restaurant because you thought the doctor was waiting there for you to have sex with him?
Oh, no, Dunkin' Donuts not vegan. I wouldn't go there.
The vegan donut store? Have you ever hit on the doctor? Have you ever? Let me broaden the question a little bit.
Okay.
And you feel free to be honest. Have you ever been unfaithful to Lorne in the time that you two have been what you would call committed to each other or together or whatever it is? Have you ever been unfaithful to him?
I can one better that, and he doesn't believe me, but I have never been unfaithful to anybody I've ever dated, ever in my entire life.
Well, if the doctor is interested in you, have you made it clear to him that you are involved with someone else?
I mean, the doctor doesn't. His position in this is kind of like almost like Ramona's just like buying time. I don't know how to describe it because I don't know. I mean, he's not. He doesn't think that Ramona is in anything serious. Like he's thinking, Ramona's not in anything serious. This is just I don't know what he thinks, but I know he's, you know, he absolutely 100% still.
I like how she popped into third person, revealing herself, breaking down that fourth wall, and then immediately referenced herself in third person again to save it. That was pretty quick thinking on the feet there for for Ramona.
Thinks that he has a chance, and I accidentally told Lorne one day, well, I don't know if it was accidentally, it was like, kind of like one of those things where the truth slips out. I told him that if he and I weren't together, then I would definitely go for the doctor, and I told him if he and I broke up, then I would definitely be with the doctor.
And is that how you feel now?
What do you mean?
I mean, are you attracted to the doctor? And do you think that's something you would be interested in pursuing if Lorne weren't in the picture?
I mean, I would. I won't lie. I would. I of course haven't told any. I mean, he knows that. I told him that, and I told him that a while ago. But I'm not going to tell my mom that or anything. Like, my parents don't need to know that, because that'll just make them even more crazy. But
tell me something about this doctor. He, how close is he to you, to your age?
Maybe he's about 3.5, 4 years older. 3.5 years older.
So, and he's practicing surgery, you said. Is he, so he's obviously, he got an early start in his education. Obviously, he's established himself professionally.
He's a freak because he, like, in school, he skipped 2 grades. I think he skipped...
I did too, if that's what you're looking for in a guy. I'm telling you that...
he skipped... I think he skipped 1st grade and 7th grade. I'm kidding. I know I'm kidding. I'm wrong, but something like that. I think he skipped an elementary and a middle school grade, and so that put him graduating from high school when he was, like, I think 15 or something ridiculous. But also because of his, and I did this too, going to college early, but he did it way earlier than me, in the sense that he, because he had all his college credits, so when he was in what was supposed to be 12th grade, when he was like 15, I think, and he was in 12th grade, he actually... And I did this too. I went to college half day and then high school half day. And so he started college at something ridiculous, like 15. I mean, it was insane. Got disconnected.
Hey, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can. Where did I cut off when you got disconnected?
Oh, we were just talking about how prodigious the doctor is.
Well, I was just telling you about education credentials, and like, where did I cut? Well, I had basically said that like, I started college early. I started college when I was 16, but because he had skipped 2 grades, and so when he was in 12th grade, he was 15, he was able to also do college early. So he did, just like I did, he did half a day of school, half a day of college, but the guy started college when he was 15.
Yeah. Yeah, he sounds like, look, I'm going to tell you something about guys like that, and I hope this doesn't sound too self-aggrandizing.
A half a day.
But I throw myself in there too in terms of talking about men that sort of have it together. It's important for a man to have a sense of what he wants to do and who he wants to be. That comes differently for different people, different ages. Some people are able to find that aspect of themselves early, and it takes longer for other people. I'm going to say that if someone still doesn't have that sense of themselves when they're 47, that's a huge red flag. And I would say that for someone like your friend, or this other friend that your mother was telling me about, the store manager, the fellow that lives next to you said, and she was telling me a little bit about him, and he's very successful as well, and sort of self-made. That he's got his head on right, and he's building a life, and he knows where he's going, and that sort of thing. Those are important tells about sort of the caliber of a person. And I'll say, for myself, I'm not that much older than you are, and I've got to practice, and I knew what I wanted to do at an early age, and I feel I've been successful. And you need someone like me, or your doctor friend, or your manager friend, someone that, to use an old term that my grandfather used to use, that's kind of crude but apropos here, someone who has their shit together. Right? Lorne doesn't have his shit together. He's all over the place. He's a mess. And for you, he would just be an anchor around your neck. You can understand what I mean by that, right? But
the word you're looking for, Barry, is albatross. An albatross around your neck, not the anchor.
Even if you, let's start here. Even if you don't feel it,
still an A word. I'll give him that. He's in the territory.
And it conflicts with some emotional attachment that you have to him. Intellectually, objectively, you understand what I'm saying, right? You can see my point. These guys are better candidates exponentially in every respect. Obviously, you're attracted, or at least have the potential to be attracted to one of them, to the doctor. You and I have, I think, developed a certain rapport here tonight, a certain cadence to our dialogue, and I've enjoyed it very much.
Jerk off, Barry.
And I don't say what I mean by that is that I can see the value that you have as a woman, as a potential mate, a partner.
Potential mate.
And you need to see that.
You fucking get it, Barry.
Maybe it doesn't.
Talk your fucking shit, Barry. I don't think Lorne's on the line. He would never shut up for a whole hour. No fucking way. This is just two characters playing tennis right now. There's no fucking way Lorne's listening.
Maybe what you need is a friend. Somebody who can give you a sense of what it means, of how it feels, and what it's like to be sociable, to socialize with someone who's a cut above, so to speak, someone who has that indefinable something that makes them.
All right, we're going to skip the last 3.5 minutes of this, because why not? It's trite and been done. We're going to go to part 5. Ramona and her therapist. Maybe, just maybe, we'll get a little bit of Lorne piping up here. Hopefully.
Part of me kind of dreads it, when it, because I never know if it's a drunk message.
Yeah, see, that's the worst case. Remember what I talked about before when I talked about how, in some senses, in a relationship, that excitement right? It can fade, right? Because that's the newness, that's the novelty, and the mystery and the intrigue. You know, these are the things that the universe has designed to get our attention for each other. But when those things fade, and they do eventually, there has to be something more substantial to replace them, something lasting. See what you're experiencing right now?
I have such an itchy finger right now, and I want to skip through the next hour of this, but I promise we run through the fucking dump in as best of an order as I could put it in, so we're gonna do it. So goddamn it, bear with me. There's only 7 parts. We're 5, so just hang in there a little bit. Better days are coming. A dream of spring, right?
Now is that all the magic is disappearing, and there's nothing to replace it, because Lorne is not a man of any particular depth, and
it's true. That is very true.
He just doesn't have anything to offer.
So true.
Now, I want to point something out to you, okay? Because one of the reasons why I'm able to speak to this with why I have so much passion for this is because, and I haven't told a lot of people about this, and I'll be perfectly candid with you. The only reason I'm telling you about it is because I feel a closeness to you, an attachment, a connection, I think is a better word. I don't want to make you uncomfortable when I say that, and if it does make you uncomfortable, please let me know. I don't mean it to. But I'm in the middle of a divorce. My wife, there's just a handful of people who know.
What?
People who are very close to us, but my marriage is basically dissolved to the point where it's a facade at this point. And we probably will have the divorce finalized in the next couple of weeks.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, I appreciate
I'm so sorry to hear that.
But the reason I'm telling you this is because I want to take us back for a second to what you said when you described the way that it used to make you feel when you would get a text message, and the reason that was so important to you. You said it made you feel important, excited. You know, there was a mystery, an adventure waiting for you on the other side of that telephone screen.
And it didn't have to be a message from, like, someone I was dating. It could be, like, a message from a friend of mine or, you know, or
sure.
a parent or something.
Yeah, right. But the point is that you had a need for companionship, for acknowledgement, for community. This is a very basic human need. There's nothing wrong with it. There's everything right with it. It's one of the most wonderful things. But this is what I want you to think about. Imagine that you had that feeling, not because you got a text message and you didn't know who it was from and you were excited about that, but because it was a knock on the door instead. Because there was somebody outside who wanted to take you on a real adventure. Say, hey, let's go have dinner. Let's go watch a show. Let's go to a concert. Let's go take a walk. And I'll hold your hand, or we'll just get to know each other. And it's real. It's not just you sitting at home reading this adventure on a 5-inch screen, but it's you out in the real world with an infinitely large screen of infinite color, having an adventure with somebody who wants to have an adventure with you. Doesn't that sound magnificent? Doesn't that sound fabulous?
Oh, wonderful, Barry.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing.
You could have that. You can have that. Now, I didn't mention, I'm not telling you, I'm not divulging the struggle, my struggle.
Mein Kampf?
Withering facade of a marriage to make you feel uncomfortable or to be inappropriate. But I'm telling you that I have the same needs you do in that regard, because I don't have that with my soon-to-be ex-wife any longer. And
oh, wait, hold on, hang on one quick second. And to charge my phone. Hang on one quick second.
See, what the fuck is this shit? Alright, I'm skipping ahead.
Question though. I have a question though. Like, I mean,
minute ahead.
Like, I'm gonna just be real neutral when I, you know, and what I say, and I'm just curious. I mean, you know, you're very classy, you're very professional, you're very talented. I mean, I would say, you know, and I mean, like, I don't know how to say it. You could be a Chippendales dancer, but I don't go to places like that.
You could crush my puffer. That's what she wants to say.
But I mean, I'm just...
I'm very flattered. Thank you. I'm glad to take care of it.
I'm just wondering, like, why, you know, like, why are you know, why you're... Oh, it feels so weird asking somebody this. Why are you getting divorced?
No, that's not. I mean, that's a logical question. I want you to understand that there are two reasons why I'm telling you this stuff. Okay. The first is that I want you to feel like you can trust me, and I'm showing you that you can trust me by trusting you, and I hope you see that. That's very important. I also feel I feel like we're kindred spirits, and I know that probably sounds crazy, and I hope it doesn't scare you. I don't usually make myself vulnerable like that. It's just I feel a real connectedness to you, and part of the reason is because oh boy, are you freaked out? You want me to shut up? Because I mean,
I have heard everything.
Yeah, I know, but I don't. I just. I met my wife. I was 19. We were 19. She may have been 18 when I first met her.
Oh, hang on one sec. Hang on one sec. Because,
That's right.
Oh my God.
A lot of young people, young girls,
skipping ahead,
just out of high school and, you know, that age range, troubled kids, that sort of thing. And I had just gone with him. There was this retreat.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna skip ahead until maybe Lorne makes an appearance, because this, there's nothing to be gained from this. No insight to be gleaned. I'm frankly kind of sick of two characters just playing pickleball, voice to voice.
when I tell it,
I'd really like to just hear Lorne. That's the whole fucking point of this thing. Alright, so we're just going to skip on through that.
uphill freeway.
Say, oh, Lorne.
So you put them on three.
He changed
There
part
we
of
go. Alright, so finally, part 6, we get some Lorne.
I have the physique to prove it.
We're 15 minutes into part 6 here.
It's not too far from the truth.
You sound like a guy who's built. Like, that's what I get from your voice, which sounds really weird, but that's what it sounds like. Like, you don't sound like a really scrawny guy.
No, I mean, I trained. I started lifting about 40 years ago, so I had gotten out of it for a long time, and I just decided I kept telling myself I'm going to get back into it, so I have a spare room in my house, and
champagne room?
And I had some equipment from when I used to lift, and anyway, turned it into a gym and tore up the floors, and now there's dents all over the walls, and I'm going to have to fix all that shit someday.
Oh my gosh. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's okay. So you were telling me stories from when you were weightlifting. You're so goofy. And
yeah.
you
tell them you know what you could tell them?
What?
This would be good. This is a true story. So you could use this as an entree into, because like you could say, well, we were relating to each other, and he suffered a training injury just like I did, right? So you could tell him the story, because this is true, and this happened to me a few years ago. I was doing deadlifts. No, I wasn't. I was doing bent over rows, barbell rows. Mm-hmm. And I had, I've got I don't know if you're into weight training or not, but there's these things called Holland hooks. You know what I'm talking about?
Wait till you hear Octopus you do that.
Yeah. Wrist straps.
She loves doing that shit.
Okay, so, because, they help with the grip on heavy lifts. Mm-hmm. And so I was doing rows. And I think I was doing deadlifts, because there was a lot of weight on the bar. Anyway, so I set the weight, I set the bar down, and I had those hooks on, and I overexerted myself, so I was like faint in the head, and so I lost my balance and I fell forward. But because I had those hooks on the bar, I couldn't get either hand off in time to catch myself, and I fell right into a weight plate on my face. Ooh. And I didn't do any damage to my face, thank goodness. But that, I mean, it knocked me out. Like I was out. I was probably out for 15 to 20 seconds.
Holy crap.
Holy fuck, dude. I can't take it anymore. Hold on. Oh, there we go.
Go on mute. I'm calling him, please.
Yes.
Sorry,
fucking
go
get
on mute.
Lorne
I'm calling
here.
him.
Jesus Christ. What a waste of fucking time. My God.
Lorne?
Yeah, I'm here.
Thank
What's going
God.
on?
You sure you don't have me? You don't want to talk to that fuck anymore?
What are you talking about?
Why couldn't you just tell him? I think the show has been long enough. We're in unprofessional territory here. It's a fucking personal call, and he asked you on a fucking date. That's not a therapy thing.
Lorne, what are you talking about?
Bullshit that it's not a fucking date. It's a fucking date. You made a goddamn date on the phone. I was on the fucking phone. Let's talk, sucker. Fucking guy ain't doing anything for you. He's bashing me is all he's doing. He's bashing me. He's asking you out on a date while I'm on the fucking phone listening to the bullshit.
Yeah.
And you said yes.
Lorne, what are you talking about?
He asked you on a fucking date.
It's not a date, Lorne.
Bullshit, it's not a fucking date. He asked you out to dinner. Not as a professional thing. As a friendship thing. If bullshit is a friendship thing.
He's trying to work his way. Just like the fucking doctor.
Oh,
And that
God.
fucking asshole in the goddamn mix.
He's not. He's a great guy. I mean, he's not hitting on me. And
Barry Biner. The bullshit he's not hitting on you. You don't even the whole fucking time. Barry Biner. I'm gonna have Allie check this motherfucker out.
by the way,
Yeah.
you can have her check him out. That's
Which is great. Lorne's probation officers are also his personal detectives. Which I don't know if you guys knew this, but that's how he employs them. It's not due to the conditions of his probations. That just happens to be a minor hurdle. What they really are his private investigators that he sicks on to people.
he changed. I'm not going to tell you which part of his name, but he changed part of his name.
Of course he did. The fucking guy. That's bullshit right there. You staying on the phone after I tell you I'm hanging up? That motherfucker was having a personal conversation with you. He violated that shit so bad it was unbelievable. That motherfucker ain't a professional and he's not a good therapist. All that was a Lorne bashing session and a personal conversation.
What are you
I
talking?
hit on you.
What are you talking about?
A
He did
Lorne
not hit on
bashing
me.
session, baby.
Bullshit. There was so many fucking times he continuously said that, even though I'm married, he basically said, even though I'm married, I want to take you out. Oh, what a big surprise. The motherfucker's getting a divorce. But gee, I wonder why. He's going to blame it all on his wife? He didn't do anything? Yeah, okay. She's not going to marry him and then turn around and go to the fucking guy that was supposedly beating her, supposedly, from what he says, because his story is going to be fucking good to make him look good. Another fucking asshole in the mix. Isn't that funny how Allie never ever called you a loser? Gene never called you a fucking loser. They both actually said maybe this girl's trying to help you. We don't know.
But Lorne, look at the difference between me. Now, you heard me sit there and defend you and whatnot. I defended you, but Lorne.
Okay, I guess he was on the phone the whole time. That's the longest time that Lorne has ever shut his fucking trap. I'm doubly impressed right now. That's never gonna happen again. Spoiler alert.
You're comparing me to you and saying that Lorne, how are you?
I haven't been on a fucking date.
Okay, Lorne, how are you trying to help me when you get drunk and you call me names and you curse me out?
I'm not getting drunk anymore.
For the last.
I'm sober. When I'm fucking sober and say goddamn guy is hitting on you and asking you out on a fucking date, and you say yes. And then you stay on the phone after I fucking hang up, and after multiple times of telling you, you need to get off the phone with this guy. This is not a fucking therapy call. This is personal shit.
First of all, Lorne, you're saying that, that they say that maybe I'm trying to help you, which you rarely say. But, Lorne, how could my therapist say that you're trying to help me? What are you doing that's helping me?
This fucking guy is not a therapist. He's a joke. A therapist doesn't go around calling somebody a loser. And they don't fucking put only their opinion in when it's all that they do is talk. A therapist lets you talk so he can hear what you're saying. So he can hear how you feel. So he can get you to talk about things. He doesn't fucking sit there and talk about things and not let you talk. That motherfucker, all he was doing was talking. Bashing me.
What did he say that was untrue?
What did he say that was untrue? Does he really know me? Am I a loser?
Yeah.
No, I'm just asking, the things that were untrue that he said. Because, you had said that he didn't know you, and I wanted to know what you would say if if he were face to face with him.
Yeah, you don't have him on fucking three-way, do you?
Of course not.
You didn't use the phone, did you?
Of course not. I told you I let you stay on three-way because I didn't know. First of all, I didn't know that we would talk so long. But second of all, you know, I wanted to be open and honest and let you hear everything that he was going to say.
Yeah, but all this guy was doing is fucking bashing me.
What did he?
This doesn't do that.
What did he say that was untrue?
He's trying to make me out to look like a loser. He called me a fucking loser. I'm far from a fucking loser. I can make fucking 10 times the amount of money in a year that he can fucking make.
Do it.
All the talent that I have, I can make him look like a fucking sad individual.
Do it.
And he's been through fucking therapy school? That must have been one hell of a pathetic school that he went to. He didn't get his fucking degree from McDonald's?
I didn't know McDonald's had degrees, but I mean, he's...
Well, in his case, he probably do. Probably got out of a Happy Meal.
Yeah.
I know you could
Good
get
one,
those.
Lorne.
But I mean, as you know, as you've heard me do before, I looked him up and I found his house and like I did a property search thing and he didn't lie.
I don't care what the fuck he has. I'm not in a competition for money.
I didn't say you were. I'm just saying, like, I was just surprised because I looked him up as soon as my parents gave me his name as who we were going to be seeing. And I was like, that can't be the right guy. And it turned out it was. And he has a $1.3 million house.
Good for him.
Yeah, and he's...
Give a fuck less about what he has.
No, I was just surprised.
But he has not. He has no fucking coup.
Because the doctor's house is, and I don't want to say only, but only worth $1.5 million, and the doctor is a doctor, and for him to have that really surprised me. For him to have
the fucking so-called therapist to have anything, I'm surprised. The therapist does not go around calling people losers. And if therapist doesn't get in an argument with somebody like that on the fucking phone or even in a session.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't argue.
Adam and Gene and my probation officer, none of them, even Mitchell, none of them ever called you a loser.
Well, why would they call me a loser? Like, there's nothing I've ever done that would give credence to that idea.
Exactly.
Even with doubts in their head about you being who you actually are, they still have not said me any downward bullshit about you. Other than we don't know what she's about. You've never met her. They never called you a loser and they never put you down in any way. Other than telling you don't really know that that's who you're talking to. That's the only thing that they have said.
Well, they've said that. Well, my people around me have said that about you because a lot of people now believe that you're toxic based on hearing calls where you called me names.
And that shit's over.
But the fact
I'm not going to continue living my present with shit that I did wrong in the past.
But the reason why
it's not a way for me to move forward.
So the reason why they're like saying that I should leave is because it happened to begin with.
Because it happened to begin with, I can't change.
And they're saying that should never have happened, and that's why I should leave.
No, it shouldn't have. It shouldn't have, because I never should have had to feel like that. We got a world of fucking dishonesty all around us. And should have locked me to realize that people are dishonest, and I need to watch out. That's why it's taken so much for me to get to completely trust you, so I don't have any questions.
And my therapist said that you know, there's no excuse for the things that I've been called.
Oh, no. I thought it was my own insecurity.
That's right. It was Lorne's insecurities that led him to call Ramona a bitch, whore, slut, fucking cunt. Alright? So, once he gets over his insecurities, that's never gonna happen again. That was a 1-time, 2-time, 3-time thing, Berber.
Not just having a fucking date.
Lorne, why are you...
Like a therapist, because they went from therapy to fucking personal to date. Right back to personal again. Never went to fucking therapy to begin with.
It was therapy, and I always, like, I
All
mean...
he did was bash me. That is not therapy.
What did he say
Listening
that...
to what you have to say is therapy, so that you can get the frustrations out in you.
What did he say?
Give his opinion. It doesn't mean he goes and bashes me and tells me loose for all this shit.
What did he say that wasn't true?
Yeah.
Am I really a person that can't hold down a job?
Right. So
I'm
what
not
part wasn't
sure.
true?
Really?
Well, I mean, you've had jobs before, and you're going for, and you're gonna have an interview, and you're gonna get another job.
This guy is fucking saying that like I'm never gonna work again. Like you're gonna be the one supporting me. That shit ain't gonna fucking happen. I don't believe in that shit. I never have. I wasn't raised to be like that. But this motherfucker, he's saying she's putting shit in your head to try to make me look bad. But he doesn't even fucking know me. This guy don't fucking he doesn't need to know shit about me. He certainly doesn't need to know fucking shit about you seeing my asshole. I don't know why the hell you thought you had to tell him that.
Well, my reasoning in telling him that was I needed to tell him about the pussy and tits video, and that was part of it. Because you had called me a bitch because I don't remember why you called me a bitch, but you had said something about your literal asshole, and I've never shared your, as you called it, literal asshole, and I never would.
Is this guy on a three-way?
No! Why would you ask me that?
Because.
Oh, great answer. I wonder if everyone should answer their dissertation with that.
So funny.
So, why is the sky blue? Because.
Yeah.
Why does rain fall out of the sky? Because
Because how do I know you didn't tell him that you were that I was mad and you wanted him to hear how I sound when I'm
Fucking
mad.
control me.
So you put him on three-way
Lorne,
and tell him to mute it.
Lorne, do you not get it? I don't want anybody around me to know how you get when you are mad. My parents have heard you drunk and screaming at me and cursing at me and calling me names, and I'm freaking horrified.
Yeah, she's right. Lorne's fury hath no bounds. And if he had a bigger vocabulary, you really can't speculate as to the shit that he would call other people and the names that he would say to the catfish, and like the nasty shit that he would be able to come up with to either blame them for or to put them down for. One thing about Lorne is he loves to operate from the high ground, right? He's obviously, nobody likes to be on the defensive, but when he is, he's so uncomfortable that he resorts to any and all resources that he has to maybe even the score a little bit. One problem with that is that it's born out of his inability to just do any kind of self-reflection. He apologizes for shit, but it's insofar that he's only apologizing to progress the relationship. It's not any kind of actual reflection or self-reflection in wanting to identify some bad behavior and correct it, or identify his insecurities and correct them or address them. It's strictly just wanting to get a better foothold on some power that he can create over some people. It's all about power and balance. This Sam, he's a fucking goddamn. He's a cretin. He's a monster, and he's so gross, and he's almost. It's hard to put into words how disgusting he can be, because not only does he commit, just one of those unforgivable sins where he's literally trying to rape a kid, but he kind of one-ups it and falls even further from grace by pretending that his sins are on par with others, and even further than his. Like when he fucking shit talks Roy all the time, or like what he does with Ramona, calling her a fucking cheating cunt, an unfaithful bitch, and all this other shit. And anytime she brings up, hey, I'm just a bit concerned because of your past and everything that has happened to you within BC and all this other stuff, and you've gone to prison, you've got this, again, this albatross around your neck. And he's like, fuck that. You're a fucking cheating cunt. You bring up the past all the time. You want to put me down. So it's as if Lorne is infallible, right? But everybody else around him, they need to exist on some ethereal plane where they can only do right by him. Otherwise, it's you can't put it into words. It's weird. His whole psyche is so fucking warped and just completely screwed up. It's not even worth explaining, but it gets frustrating to hear him try to take the moral high ground, considering his past and considering his predilections and the shit that he says and does and continues. I mean, throughout the whole 10, 12 years of these catfish sagas, he doesn't change at all. He's a fucking piece of shit, and he tries to be so pious. I fucking hate him.
I buy it. I don't want anyone.
How can I not be mad when you make a fucking date with a goddamn guy that's supposed to be a therapist?
Intensely jealous, obviously, is another one of his. Another one of his fantastic characteristics.
Doesn't even do a therapist's job. He hits on you when he's supposed to be giving you therapy. He gets personal with you when he's supposed to be doing therapy. He violates therapist codes, therapist conduct.
The therapist code.
The therapist client privileges, he violates that shit by getting personal with you. Allie doesn't get personal with me. Gina doesn't get personal with me. Or didn't. Or even my probation officer doesn't get personal with me.
Bah.
The only thing I know about Allie is that her grandfather and her mother own a business together in Skowhegan. And then her husband's a cop. That's all I know about Allie. I don't even know where she went to school. I certainly don't know anything. Oh, and I know that they own a small farm. And her and her husband own a small farm. That's all I know about Allie. I don't know personal shit about Allie. I don't know stories about Allie. It's not her job to tell me her stories. your job to listen to what I have to say, to my frustration, to what's going on with me. Not to give me her personal stories, and then fucking tell me that my girlfriend's a loser.
Well, he's
he's not a good therapist.
I find that he is. I think he said.
It's
I think
wonderful.
he did make some good points.
Yeah, that your boyfriend's a loser.
Yep.
I didn't say that.
That you should go out to dinner with him.
Yep.
That fucking dinner date must be cut the fuck off. That's bullshit.
It is not bullshit, and it's not a date.
It's a date. That is not a therapy date. A therapist does not ask its client out for fucking dinner.
It's not.
How can you not see that? How can you think I'm going to be all right with that shit? I'm not.
It's not a date.
If I say you cut it off, you'll tell me you cut it off, and then you go out with him anyway.
No, I'm not going to say I'm going to cut it off because I'm not going to cut it off. I'm not going to lie to you.
It's a fucking date.
No, but see, here's the thing. I'm not going to lie to you.
Is it just you and him?
Yes.
It's a fucking date, and you better not go on it.
It is not a date.
Fucking date, Ramona.
It
What do
is,
you think Allie's going to tell me when I tell her about this?
Lauren, she's the
What do
same.
you think she's going to say?
Lauren, first of all, she can say what she wants to say. She's never met me, nor has she met the therapist.
I tell you, you're putting us in jeopardy by doing this shit.
Lauren, it's not a date.
A
And
goddamn fucking date.
Lauren, it's not a date, and you can't control me.
Fucking date. It's not a matter of controlling you, Ramona. It's something that you don't do. When you have a boyfriend, you don't make a fucking date with someone else.
It's not.
It's a fucking date.
It is not.
That's not control. That's showing no respect for me.
I am respectful. He's a very nice guy.
Really?
He has a lot of insights, and
A lot of insight that your boyfriend is a fucking loser and he's trying to bash me every time he gets every chance he gets. Asking you on a fucking date.
no, because
Wanting to be your friend in the end. Maybe he'll open the more. Which is what he said.
no, because it's
Goddamn date, and you better not fucking go on it, because you're putting us in jeopardy with that fucking bullshit. That's just something that I'm tired of that shit. I'm tired of that shit with a fucking doctor, and now this cocksucker is going to come in? No. That's just not going to fucking happen.
Lauren, it's not a date.
It's a
I
fucking
keep
date,
saying
and you better
that.
cut it off.
Lauren, I keep saying that. It's not a date. He's a very nice...
You told them already that your client and fucking therapist thing is going to be done.
That was obvious. I knew that was...
asked you on a date.
Lauren, it is not a date. And plus...
A goddamn date.
It's not.
A fucking date. Don't cut it off.
Fucking
That's
date.
really putting us in a lot of fucking jeopardy, because I'm tired of that shit.
Well, bring it on, Alex. Bring it on, because it's not a date.
It's a fucking date.
Roll.
Bring it on, Alex.
I'll
You're the
take...
one that's bringing it on. You're the one that's bringing it on by saying yes to a fucking dinner date with your so-called therapist.
I'll take it's not a date unless we kiss for 500.
I don't see how you think this is fucking funny, because this is not funny. You made a date over the phone with me on the phone.
Look, it's not a date.
A fucking date. You think I'm going to be... you think I'm going to be done like that? No. No. You're not going to do me like that.
Lorne, nobody's trying to do you. It's not a date.
Hey, what's up, polite goblin? Welcome in, buddy.
The fucking date. It's not a fucking joke.
First of all, and when we hung up, or when you hung up, rather, I should say, he did not badmouth you. He told me some funny stories of when he was wrestling, and I talked a little bit about some vegan foods, and
you got more personal.
Oh gosh, and we're gonna try out a new vegan restaurant.
You get more personal with somebody that's supposed to be your therapist.
Lauren is...
And you're going on a dinner date with them.
Lauren,
isn't that fucked up?
It is not a date.
I really don't put me on this one, Mother. That shit is going on too much.
And it'll be nice.
It went on too much with the fucking doctor. Now you got this fucking guy here involved.
I'm honest with you. I'm not saying, well, I'll tell him that it's off, and then I really go. I'm always honest with you. And
be honest with me, and cut the fucking thing off and actually cut it off.
And plus,
if you're going on a date when you have a boyfriend, you're going on a date with another guy when you have a fucking boyfriend. That is so disrespectful. It's unbelievable.
Lauren,
I cannot even fucking believe you said yeah. I swear to God that no was going to come out of your mouth. And you fucking said yeah. Are you fucking kidding me?
Lauren, he is my therapist, and this is not a date.
He is not a fucking therapist. And that is not a therapy date. A therapist does not take his client out to fucking dinner. They hold their sessions in an office where just...
This is one of the few times where Lorne's not wrong. Like, obviously, this goes against every single creed and code that any mental or physical health care professional is going to proclaim before they go into professional practice. And I love how RAMONAH, she's the best at avoiding and dodging questions and getting Lorne into the whole Bugs Bunny duck season, wabbit season type of shit, and how she downplays all this stuff about the doctor and the therapist, and it just fires it just fires Lorne up. He makes him so mad that she won't just concede the point that it's completely unprofessional and how airheaded she is with this shit. But dude, it's I fucking love it. I love it because, I mean, that's obviously the point, right? Is to get Lorne as riled up as possible. And like I said, this is like one of the few times where he's actually right, and he's not just completely out of bounds, coming out of left field and just being a complete piece of shit and trying to cover his tracks. He's actually right here.
And they discuss things. They do not take the clients out to dinner. Allie has never once asked me to go to dinner. And she's married.
However, this is also the reason that Lorne always prefers to have female probation officers and female therapists and female counselors, because there's always under the surface bubbling, there's something he feels like he can maybe overcome that professional boundary and turn them and maybe make a relationship out of it. There's always the potential to have sex with them. That's why he prefers them, not because he tries some more. He wants to be honest with a female. It's always because there is some sexual exploitation waiting to happen, and if he can figure out a way to pick that lock, he's going to do it. So he's a piece of shit for this, and the reason that he's so paranoid, and the reason that he throws these kinds of fits is because RAMONAH's a girl, and this therapist is a guy. So this is kind of the match made in heaven that he would like to have had the roles been reversed. And RAMONAH, by accident, is obviously turning this therapist on, whereas Lorne wishes this is what would happen in his own universe. He just shows up and they fall for him and want to give up their, I guess their creed and their code and their professionalism in order to get with him. This is all a big fantasy in his mind, but it's not playing out for him. It's playing out. It's playing out for the girl he's lusting after. So it fucking pisses him off.
This guy is fucking married and asked you out to dinner, and he hit on you the whole fucking time he was even talking to you.
First of all, I don't date married men. Second of all, this is not a date. Third of all, if I was going to go on a date with him, I'd wait, I think he said 2 weeks, until his divorce is final. So...
Fucking date.
Oh, gee, that's special.
Thank you.
Being sarcastic.
Thank you. Lorne, stay calm. Everything's great.
I'm not staying calm until I know you cut this fucking date off and you actually mean it.
Lorne, I'm not going to not go to dinner with my therapist.
Of course not, because it's not a therapy session. It's a date.
It's not.
You made a date with another fucking guy with your boyfriend on the phone while you have a boyfriend.
Wait, that doesn't make sense. You made a date with your fucking boyfriend on the phone while you have a boyfriend. That makes it sound like I have two boyfriends.
While you... Fine. You made a date with another guy while your boyfriend was on the phone. So your boyfriend could hear it.
Oh, good God.
How stupid do I fucking look?
Okay, Lord, now you made it sound like I called you with him on three-way and said, oh, yeah, Lorne, you there? Okay, yeah. Therapist asked me.
You know how to say the word no. You've told me no plenty times. Why I think you said yes to a fucking dinner date with someone that's supposed to be a therapist?
It's not a dinner date.
Therapy sessions do not take place outside an office.
It's not a dinner date, or it's not a date, and I'm looking forward to learning more of what he has to offer.
To learning more about him, getting closer to him. Hell, might as well invite him over to your house and fucking have him time. Maybe he can sleep over too.
Oh,
if you have to take a shower over the house, you'll see him with his fucking ass naked.
Oh, God.
Do you see a repetitive behavior here?
No, I don't.
Oh, of course not.
Of course no. It's his favorite
thing. What are you trying
thing.
to say?
Of course no.
It's a fucking doctor all over again.
This is the doctor all over again.
Same fucking thing. He's trying to get close to you. Next thing you know, he's going to be over your house. And you're going to introduce him to your brother. He's going to like hanging around your brother. And he's going to spend the night over your house. Then you're going to wind up seeing him naked. Then he's actually going to walk in on you naked.
Why is everybody naked in your fantasies?
Tell me, you're the one who gives me the stories.
He does this shit time and time again. He makes these grand predictions. Like later on, we see it with Jamie. Like, oh, you're gonna ride around topless? Well, then the truckers are gonna look at you, and it's gonna cause a big pile up, and people are gonna get killed. You see that, Jamie? You walk out of the house, and people are gonna die. You might as well fucking stay indoors. He does this shit all the time. He tries to guilt trip people into doing shit because he makes this. He feels like he's got these premonitions that are going to come true, and it's always just this life or death situation if they make the most minor decision. It's kind of wild how he does this shit all the time.
I cannot believe you said yes to a fucking dinner date with a therapist.
Dinner date? Next thing you know, mass murder.
I don't find anything funny about this.
Because I can't believe you're saying that me going out to dinner with him is a date.
It's a fucking date. Therapy sessions don't take place on out to fucking dinner. They take place in one room where there's only two people able to talk. Now, out to dinner, where there's all kinds of fucking people all around, That's not privacy. That's not client therapist confidentiality.
Did you hear what he said?
That's a violation of fucking therapy. A therapist.
Did you hear what he said?
Huh?
Did you hear what he said? He wanted to show me friendship.
He wanted to lie?
He wanted to show me friendship.
Show you friendship. Oh, jeez. It's a fucking date. He sucked you right into a goddamn date. While your boyfriend was fucking tested you, no.
Yeah, Ramona.
I didn't see those messages that said no until after I had said yes.
Jesus. I shouldn't have to fucking tell you, you have a boyfriend.
Lord.
Why would you say yes?
It's not a date.
You don't go to fucking dinner with another guy when you get another fucking boyfriend?
I was not looking at it as a date. He even said...
It's a fucking date. It's a date.
He even said, take me out platonically, show me friendship,
yeah,
and show me how...
You don't have enough friends. You don't have enough friends. You really need this guy for a fucking friends and be staying over your house and creating more problems between me and you?
I'm always accepting of new friends.
Friends are only going to fucking hurt me and you.
So I shouldn't have more friends?
Well, they're telling your fucking boyfriend a loser. Well, they're telling you that they're your therapist and asking you out on a fucking date. Well, he's got a wife. You better cut this fucking date off and you better fucking actually do it because this is fucking horse shit. This is horse shit that never should have fucking happened. It never should have been the first word that came out of your mouth.
Well, maybe the horse had to shit. I don't know, Lorne. I mean, like...
How can you not know? You have a boyfriend. Another guy asked you on a date. When he asked you out to fucking dinner, that's a date.
No.
That's not a therapy session. That's not just wanting to be a friendship. He's planning a fucking divorce. He's trying to set it up so that he can get close to you. Isn't that fucking nice? Lorne is always such a bad guy.
Lord, it is not a date. And he is a really nice guy.
It better not be any fucking date.
It's two people who respect each other going out to dinner.
It's a fucking date. And it better not happen.
Lauren, it's not a date. And I mean, he's
no.
What?
If you go all in this fucking date, then I am going to be done. I've had enough of that horse shit. That is, there's no other way for me to fucking put it. That's just the dumbest thing I have ever fucking heard.
So now you are so controlling that you're threatening me.
No, it's not a fucking threat either. I've gone through this shit with the fucking doctor already. I am not going through it again.
It is not a date. Hey, he is not the doctor. Why are you doing this?
I heard every fucking word that cocksucker said when he was hitting on you.
He did not hit on me.
He hit on you many times.
He didn't hit on me one time.
That's bullshit.
Lorne.
So maybe they take you on a date, down the road and show you friendship and then down the road and maybe if you want to get together. But I'm married. Something I didn't tell you is I'm getting divorced. You want to go out to dinner?
Okay, Lorne, it did not happen like that.
That's pretty much the way it fucking happened.
Lorne.
I'm not kidding about any of this, Ramona. I'm not dealing with shit again. If this guy if it means so much for you to go on a fucking date with this guy, then you go, but I'm not going to be around.
Fine, I'll invite my brother.
Why? So he can meet your brother, so you can brother can become friends with him, invite him over your house, and fucking he can stay the night, and go on vacations with you. It's fucking horseshit.
Lorne, it's not a date, and I'll invite my brother. There.
It's horseshit, Ramona. It's horseshit. Why couldn't your therapist be a fucking female?
Because my parents chose him, and my mom found him.
Huh. Let's put another guy in Ramona's life so she has more options.
I can't, like, backtrack and go back and make this guy into a female. I mean, there's doctors who do that every day now, but I don't think that's what he wants. I think he is a cisgender male, and therefore
anything you say
can and will be held against you in the court of law. I have the right to remain silent, so I will.
Anything you say to me about this guy is null and void. I know what this fucking guy wants. I was right there listening to every fucking word he was saying, so I know exactly what he wants.
I can't believe he stayed so quiet for so long. That fucking blows my mind.
He had a therapy session with you. You got to be fucking kidding me. Any guy asks you on a fucking dinner date, that's what that must be fucking no, because you have a boyfriend.
Nope.
So he just wants to be friends. Bullshit.
And did you not hear me tell him that in 2.5 months I'll be coming down to see you or up to see you?
Oh, I heard that, but he didn't. He just called me a loser after that and kept continuously fucking trying to put me down and trying to talk to you into saying that I was a fucking loser.
Okay,
Call me
Lorne,
a loser and a fucking ugly.
6 hours on the phone defending you, and that's going to go a long way, I hope, I think, with my parents, and I'd hope. I don't know. I can't.
There's a supposed fucking therapist that wants to take you out to dinner.
But, well, okay, I spent hours on the phone defending you. That's got to count for something.
Yeah, it counts for something, but the problem is you said yes to a dinner date with another fucking guy. Why in the hell would you do that when you have a boyfriend?
It's not a date.
It's a dinner date. It's a date.
It's not
a date. It's not for therapy. He wants to become friends with you. I said, Allie doesn't ask me out to fucking dinner.
That's because you guys go to motels.
Not hardly.
But definitely. Okay, Lorne.
I never even see Allie outside of that fucking office. Except for in the hallway when she comes up to get me.
Oh, so you guys are having dates in the fucking...
Alright, let's be honest. This is not by Lorne's choice. It doesn't matter what Allie looks like. Allie has a position of power over him, and if he can conquer that and scale that mountain, get to the summit and get some of that pushing, that RSO probation push, dude, he'd do it in a minute. And that's why he keeps referring back to this as if the therapist has a position of power over her. It's an authority figure for Ramona. This is the equivalent for him, except for that it's compulsory for Lorne and it's completely voluntary for Ramona. Those are the two big differences. Secondly, he likes to refer to these types of relationships because this is exactly the type of shit that he fantasizes about overcoming and just being, I don't know, a prisoner that gets to hook up with the CEO or the sergeant, whoever's running the unit. This is what goes on in his mind all the time. This is why he gets 4 hours of sleep a night, because he obsesses over shit like this. Normal people really don't take sex and the thought of sex and these like power plays and positional like chess matches to this extreme, but Lorne does, and you see it come out here expressly.
Hallway,
It's so fucking weird.
No worries. What?
I can't believe we're even having this fucking conversation.
Yeah. Can't either.
This fucking joke.
Lorne, everything is great.
Everything is not great.
Fucking awesome.
Going out on a fucking date with another guy.
Lorne, everything is fantastic.
Oh yeah, real fantastic. Going on a date with another guy. And he's going to be fucking invited over to your house. And he's going to be sleeping over your house. Then he's going to see my girlfriend naked.
Is it like...
Isn't that just fucking fantastic?
Wait, you think it's like an assembly line of people waiting to see me naked?
Yep.
Oh, the whole thing is just a fucking doctor all over again. He's only seeing the doctor 2 hours a night after aerobics. Then he comes over and he gets invited over to your house for a party. Then he meets your brother. Then they become real good friends.
I don't know what happened to this part, but there was something called water class, and I'm assuming it's water aerobics, but there's some shit. Lorne called it fucking water class.
He's spending the night, then he sees you fucking naked, going on vacation with you.
But after that, I'm still great
with the fucking
friend.
therapist.
I'm not going to stop being friends with the doctor just because the therapist is being nice to me. That's crazy.
Of course he is. He's got a hidden agenda.
He's a nice person.
Oh yeah. Of course he's being nice to you. He didn't want to be very nice to me though, did he? A therapist isn't like that.
Okay, if he were to like have hit on me or something, like wouldn't he have done it?
He did.
Okay, or like
multiple times.
Okay, Lorne, he did not hit on me, and
yeah, he did.
And if he
then he died over.
And if he had, wouldn't you think I would have told you if he had after you hung up the phone in a hissy fit?
He didn't have to wait till I hung up the fucking phone. He did it when I was on the phone.
But Lorne, I mean, it's not to worry.
I can't believe you said yes, though. When you have a boyfriend. Why in the hell would you ever even say yes when you have a boyfriend?
It's not a date. Let me just go and see what he says.
You know that I wouldn't be all right with that.
I thought you'd be fine with it, and it's not a date. Let's see what he says. I'm curious.
The whole time I was texting you, I told you that he had a hidden agenda. And I also told you that a therapist doesn't talk that much and not let you talk. It's not what a therapist does.
Lorne, stay calm, okay? It's not a date, and everything is great. Lorne, everything is...
Stay calm when another guy wants to take my girlfriend out on a date. Yeah.
Lorne,
that's a good one.
Lorne, everything is fantastic.
Oh, yeah. And you get this guy calling me a fucking loser. A therapist. A therapist. With his fucking McDonald's Happy Meal license.
Alright, that's the end of Therapist Part 6, I believe. Is that Part 6? Please fucking tell me that was Part 6. That was Part 6. One of the things I forgot about was how much Ramona's naivety stokes Lorne's fires and fucking flares him up and makes him so mad. He gets so upset. And I mean, you gotta agree with the guy sometimes. Like, there's some things that he's rightfully upset about that I think any normal person would kind of be up in arms about. There's some boundaries that get crossed, and some shit that he says that is perfectly in line with my ideals. The difference is what Lorne does is, instead of discussing the matter like a civilized human being, an adult, what he does is he resorts to calling you a bunch of names like a cunt, whore, fucking slut, and a bitch, and slime bucket and all this shit. And also, he's just kind of a piece of shit hypocrite to begin with. So anything that he chastises you about, it's only because it's kind of just in his psyche, because he's already done it. So he's predicting you're going to do it too. That's one characteristic of Lorne that never fades away, is he's always going to do exactly what he punishes you for. Anyway, we are going to do Ramona and her therapist part 7. This is the last part in the dump for Ramona and the therapist, and then the only 2 things that are really left that we should probably visit are I might not even do the Ramona injures her knee, just the Ramona confronts Lorne. I think that's probably what we'll end the stream off with. So we'll do Ramona and the therapist part 7. This is the end of this, and then we'll have Ramona confront Lorne. We'll have a little round table discussion after that, and then we're gonna get into the good shit. Fucking finally. Jesus Christ. Is this even playing right now? I'm glad I checked this before. Give me 1 second. Ooh. No, it's not. Oh, shit. Was that whole thing not playing? No way did I fuck this up that bad. Hold on. Oh, please, God, tell me that
I don't think that
we weren't just sitting in silence for that whole call. Oh, here we go.
They might give McDonald's might give out licenses to be obese and have heart disease and high blood pressure, but they don't give out licenses to be therapists.
You get it from fucking Cheerios box, then.
From where?
From the Cheerios box. The Lucky Charms box.
Well, he paid for the cereal, and if it came with a degree, then he deserves to be able to use it.
Well, he's certainly getting his fucking money's worth out of the $2.30 box of fucking cereal.
Well,
that's all he's worth, is about fucking $2.30.
Well, you know, if that's what happened.
He's a good therapist because he's calling your boyfriend a loser.
Lorne, you've got to stay calm. Okay, now.
Oh, and he's asking you out on a date.
Lorne, he's not asking me out on a date. Every guy is not asking me out on a date.
He asked you on a date. He violated. If he's such a good therapist, why in the hell is it that he violated the therapist's confidentiality shit by asking you out on the fucking date? There's rules to that shit.
He made it clear it was not a date.
No. He didn't make it clear. One of his friends, it's a date. The therapist does not ask the client out on dates. It's friendship or otherwise. They keep it professional. They don't ask the client out on dates.
So you're basically calling me a liar.
Oh, I'm a fucking liar.
What did he lie about? Because when I say it's not a date, but then you say it is a effing date, then that means you're calling me a liar.
I don't think you understand the difference between it. The therapist does not ask their clients out on dates.
He didn't.
They don't ask them out to dinner as friends. They don't do that.
Our client-therapist relationship is ending this week.
There's not.
Yeah, Lorne.
It's ending this week, so he's going to take you out after it ends, quote unquote, as friends. It's not a therapy session, but it's a date. Isn't that funny how that worked out?
Lorne, I think everything's great. I really do.
Everything's not great when a guy is
Lorne,
asking my girlfriend out on a date and my girlfriend says yes.
Lorne, there's no better
That's
time
not
to be alive. Everything is wonderful.
No, everything is not wonderful. Don't make things better? Cut the fucking date off.
Lorne, it's not a date, and I'm going because I want to see what he's going to say. And if you get mad, I'll just bring my brother.
Fucking date.
And plus, I told him some vegan things.
You bring your brother, then your brother will be friends with him, and that's an excuse for a therapist to come over and spend time over at your house, more time with you, fucking doctor all over again.
Oh, it's not the doctor all over again.
The doctor all over again.
The doctor and I are friends, and he's a great guy. And we're going to stay friends. I like having him around. He's fun.
I told you this shit needs to change, Ramona. And instead of it changing, it changed into another fucking guy in the mix.
Lorne, you don't trust me.
Not a matter
That's
of
a
trust.
problem.
It's a matter of you don't respect me when you tell another guy yes to a fucking date.
It's not a date, Lorne.
A fucking date, Ramona. I don't know how stupid you think I am, but it's a fucking date.
Lorne, as you said before, you're so far from stupid, so why would I think that you're stupid?
Nothing that's stupid. You said yes to another guy and they're asking you out on a goddamn date when you have a boyfriend. Your boyfriend's telling you he's not all right with you. You're still fucking telling him you're going to go out with a guy.
But I'll bring my brother.
Then you bring your brother and your brother and him become friends the same fucking doctor all over again.
Oh, gosh, I'll bring my parents.
And there you go. Bring your parents. That would be better than bringing your brother.
I'll bring them all.
There you go. And then you can make friends with your brother, and he can come over your house and hang out and fucking spend the night, see you naked, and go on vacations with you. Fucking doctor all over again.
Lorne, everybody who comes to my house doesn't see me naked.
No, just the doctor did. But there'll be a time where accidents happen again, and therapists will see you naked.
No. Well, the doctor's sister saw me naked. I don't see you mad about that.
Well, she's a female. That doesn't bother me quite so much as a fucking male seeing you naked when you have a boyfriend.
Yeah, but the doctor's sister and I... Maybe I shouldn't tell you what we did. But anyway,
did you cheat on me with the doctor's sister?
No.
Right there.
You know how guys bump chest? Well, we did it. Topless. We bump chest.
Hear that, Lorne?
No,
but it's funny. But, I mean, the doctor's sister's boobs touch my boobs.
Oh, that's just funny. It'd be funny to picture it.
It's fucking hilarious.
It is funny. But what I'm saying...
A fucking date with a fucking therapist is not funny.
Now I'm guessing you wouldn't want me to do that same thing with the doctor.
Once you text this therapist and ask him if he's considering this date a date, he's going to tell you no. And in his mind, it actually is.
Okay, so do you really want me to...
It really doesn't even matter to me if you text him or not and ask him that, because in my mind, it is a fucking date.
Okay, well...
In my mind, You should have said no to him anyway, because you have a boyfriend.
Okay, calm down. Okay, you.
That's not acceptable for him.
Okay, everything is wonderful now. You asked me to do. It is. Everything's wonderful now. You asked me to do this, and so do you really want me to do it? I think he's probably up. He said he had a client at 9. I'll message him. I'll message him.
He's happy about spending so much time with you. He's happy because you said yes to a date with him.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't sleep.
Oh, God.
I'd be happy, too. Ramona's hot as fuck.
Well,
I'm flattered.
Oh, gee, that's fucking nuts.
And evidently Ramona can give that cluck 3,000. Lorne had to listen to it. That was fun. That humiliation ritual was gravy on top of my daily mashed potatoes, baby. I fucking love listening to Lorne suffer through that.
Nice. Went to a therapist, a boyfriend bashing therapist, to a personal call, to a dinner date, back to boyfriend bashing, no therapy involved, just boyfriend bashing, back to personal again.
But don't forget he's jerking off.
Boyfriend bashing.
Wouldn't surprise me a bit. But your boyfriend is supposed to feel fine about this shit.
Well, wait, you said he's... Well, wait. You...
Fucking date better not happen.
Do you think he's still jerking off, or do you think he already got off? Maybe he's going twice.
Are you picturing him jerking off?
Oh, God. Well, I wasn't thinking about him jerking off at all before you said something.
Well, I guarantee he was already thinking about having sex with you while he was talking to you.
Lorne, everybody's mind isn't wired to think of sex 24/7.
When this guy was hitting on you, goddamn well, I know goddamn well his mind was headed there. Yeah, but fucking come out and say it.
Alright, I texted him asking him if it's a date. And I'll
how did you word it? How did you word it?
Are you jerking off, by the way? Is it a date?
Tell me how you worded it.
Lauren says you're jerking off. Are you? By the way, is it a date?
Wait.
I didn't say that. You know I didn't say that.
What did you say?
I'm looking forward to meeting you for dinner. By the way, is this a date?
I'm looking forward to meeting you for dinner. Isn't that fucking special? Isn't that really fucking special? My girlfriend is looking forward to going on a date with another guy.
Lorne.
That's unbelievable.
Lorne, stay calm. Everything's great.
Everything is not great when you do shit like this.
Hold on, let me see. Alright, here's what he said. No, Ramona. Like saying my name. No, Ramona. I'll read it romantically. How's that? So.
yeah, do that.
Anyway.
So I ask, is it a date? No, Ramona. I would never try to do something that underhanded. I'm trying to be here for you as a friend, to help you make a
English as a second language Parisian. I love it. Great fucking pick, Ramona.
transition during this very difficult time. I'm doing this for your benefit. I promise. Your well-being is my primary objective.
All right, now just read it out straight so I can understand what you're saying.
Okay. No, Ramona, I would never try to do something that underhanded. I'm trying to be here for you as a friend, to help you make a transition during this very difficult time. I'm doing this for your benefit. I promise you, your well-being is my primary objective.
Sure it is.
And then
he's trying to be slick, is what he's trying to do.
And then he said, that doesn't mean we can't enjoy ourselves a little bit, though.
Yeah, see, there you go. It's a fucking date.
I'm gonna message him. I'm gonna be candid as. Oh God, am I gonna be saying that word like he says?
I hope the fuck you don't.
Okay.
I hope you don't say that word.
I'm gonna show
that piece of shit saying it.
I'm going to show some candor, as he said again. Okay, let's see.
Don't try to talk like him.
I wasn't.
It's going to irritate the hell out of me.
But the word just fit. I couldn't think of any other word. Okay, let me message him. Lorne is convinced that you want a date. What should I tell him? Now let's see what he says. Lorne is convinced that you want a date with me.
Now I ask him if you was a 40-year-old, say a 45-year-old guy, if he would take you out to dinner, if he would ask you out on a dinner date, or if he would ask you out to dinner, you don't even have to use the word date. If he would ask you out to dinner to help you get through a tough time, ask him that.
All right, let me say this. He also
I know you already know the answer to that.
Asked if I were how old? 45, 47. Yeah. He also asked if I was a 45-year-old guy, would you take me out to dinner? This is an essential part of my the healing process for me. As your therapist, it's my ethical obligation to help you through this struggle, and that is my singular motivation.
Yeah. Well, a therapist doesn't help you by taking you out to dinner. Allie has never once, in the 2 years that I've been seeing her, never once asked me out to dinner so that she could help me through my situation.
Well, maybe Allie doesn't care, or maybe you need to go to Allie's house and see her naked.
And Allie was an actual therapist.
I would do...
She keeps it professional.
Here's what he said. I would do whatever I needed to do for the benefit and healing of my patients. As a matter of fact, I have done just that in the past with both men and women.
I don't believe him. I heard how many times he hit on me. Shaking my head in disbelief.
By the way, definitely don't. Okay. Don't worry, it's not a date.
Fucking date. Can't believe you said yes.
Lorne, everything is wonderful.
Everything is not wonderful when you say yes to a dinner with another guy. That is something that should never happen. That's like me saying yes to dinner with another girl.
Okay, I'm going to tell him, I wouldn't freak out if you went to dinner with Allie. Not one bit.
I wouldn't. That's just not right. That's not keeping professional.
I'm going to tell him that I'm bringing Bro.
Of course. Then you can become friends with Bro and invite it over to your house. And what a coincidence.
So it's not a date. So it's not a date because Bro is coming.
You need to bring your parents. Tell me that you bring your parents.
It depends because long story short, Wednesday is my mom. If it ends up being Wednesday, I don't know if I'll be able to because Wednesday is my mom's day to go take care of Nana.
I can't believe you said yes.
So it might just be Bro.
You already knew how I feel about it without me even saying anything.
But Bro will do whatever I tell him to.
Shouldn't even be fucking happening.
Lorne, everything is fantastic and wonderful.
No, it is not. No, it is not. No idea how you think it could be.
Well, why are you being jealous?
You're my girlfriend. When another guy asks you out to dinner, the first word out of your mouth is supposed to be no, not yes.
Lorne, you're being jelly. You're like grape jelly. You're like jelly beans.
I'm being realistic.
You're like jelly bellies.
Being realistic.
You're like those shoes from the 90s. What did they call them? Oh, jellies. Lorne, everything is great and wonderful.
Tell me how you can think that.
Okay, let's see what he said. I got a message. Okay, I said, I'm bringing Bro, if that's okay. And he said, I feel a one-on-one conversation would better facilitate a discussion about the things you need and deserve as a woman. However, if you'd be more comfortable bringing your brother along, that's perfectly fine, too.
He wanted a one-on-one.
I'm going to bring Bro.
He wanted a dinner date. He wanted it to be a date.
Well, here's the thing, okay? I can't remember if he's got a master's or if he has a master's and a doctorate. So basically, I can't remember if his highest level of education is his master's or if it's his doctorate. But here's the thing. If he does not take me to Burger King and he only has a master's degree, how is he going to get his PhD? Because I would assume that in the kids' meal, they're going to give him his PhD. So this could be good for him as well.
Oh, Lucky Charms hands out prizes too.
I mean, if she actually invited the doctor... All right, let's speculate for a second. If she actually invited the doctor on the supposed date with a therapist, not only would that just completely bust the facade, but also, can you imagine? I think it would break Lorne to the point where he'd know it was some kind of just fucking joke or a gag on I mean, it would have to be at his expense at that point, because there's just way too many memes flying at his face. Like, it's undeniable. I agree. It probably would have been funny if she fucking offered that up, but at the same time, I feel like that would have just blown the cover. What thinly veiled cover there was left at this point, I think that might have just sent it overboard.
So are you saying before dinner we should stop at the grocery store and get a box of cereal?
All right, so he can get lucky with Lucky Charms?
And what does that mean, Lorne?
So he's already gotten lucky and got his fucking date that he wanted with my girlfriend.
Lord, how is that getting lucky? He's going to dinner, and we're going to have dinner.
He got a date with you. He got a date with you. That's all he wanted. That's all you need to get his foot in the door.
No, because...
Get a date with her. Get a date with her so I can get more personal with her. And tell more of my fucking stories, my sad sob stories. And she'll be more attracted to me, and... I know this fucking game.
God. It would. It would explode. And I think maybe at this point, maybe he wouldn't have picked up on it yet. Later on, when Emma and everybody else, Casey3 and Jamie and all this shit, he's pretty much privy to being recorded and kind of having jokes played on him and shit. I don't know exactly how far he understands the shit goes, because he has to hear a lot of this shit from his probation officers as far as what gets relayed to the internet and what gets posted online to YouTube and shit. So I'm not entirely certain how much he grasps, but at this point, I mean, if she did say the doctor and were to invite him, I don't think at this point that he would be like, all right, this is a fucking humiliation ritual. It's just completely at my expense and y'all are fucking with me. I think at this point he probably would have acts like you said, fucking explode and be just incredibly angry, because that's two of his rivals, two people that he can't compete with. Had it happened, later on in the sagas, it probably wouldn't have gone over. I think he probably would have just hung up and knew it was a fucking game. But at this point, it probably actually would have worked, honestly, to get his goat. Now that you say that,
sucked you right into it.
Lord, you must think I'm really stupid.
No, I just think you're blind.
No, I can see. Clearly now the rain is gone.
And you obviously don't see what he did. Sucked you right into a dinner date.
Lord, it is not a date.
So it sucked you into fucking thinking it was a therapy session when it turned out you violated so many therapist rules that was unreal. Turned it into a personal thing.
Okay, this is...
He spent most of the time talking. He's not supposed to be the one doing all the talking. You are.
Hey, this is a guy who looks like he could be an underwear model. He is not going to spend that much time going after one date.
There's another guy that looks like he could be an underwear model. Oh, nice.
Oh, gosh, they seem to flock to me.
Well, why would you want a loser like me? As your date calls me. Loser.
Because you are a fucking loser.
Did I say that?
Did I let him say it enough? You didn't tell him to stop saying it. Didn't tell him to stop calling me that.
Lord, I was just listening, and I didn't say that you were any of those things.
But you could tell him to respect you a little bit and not call me a loser, which is something he never should have said to begin with. That's extremely unprofessional.
Lauren, stay calm.
I'm not staying calm. It's the same fucking doctor bullshit all over again.
He is not the doctor.
Hey, is he going to come over to your house?
I have no plans of that.
You said that same thing with the doctor, too.
Lorne, that's different.
It's not different. That is not different at all.
That's different because I had a party and the doctor was introduced.
Okay, what if you just told me out straight is that he's going to be coming over your house?
I don't see having a party for a while.
It doesn't matter. You'll be invited over. You just fucking called in another guy. Make things so much better.
Lorne, but you're not looking at the bright side. I'm making a whole lot of friends. I have people.
Bright side. There's another guy that fucking wants you. He's gonna call me a loser. He's gonna try to get you away from me. He's gonna take you out to dinner, and you want me to be okay with it.
Lorne.
Go on vacations with you, and fucking wind up seeing my girlfriend naked. Yeah, there's a lot of bright sides.
Lorne, but you're only looking at a small piece. You're looking at a very small piece.
Those aren't small pieces to me.
No, but Lorne, you're looking at a small piece because you're seeing everything through doctor's lenses, right? Like through, you're basically making the therapist the doctor.
I told you the same exact thing would happen with the doctor. I tried to get you to get the doctor away from us. You just hauled him in further. And now it's the therapist. So it's the doctor all over again.
He's not. I'm going to have dinner and then go home.
Dinner date. Another guy.
Hopefully I eat so much that he and my brother have to carry me out of the restaurant. And everything's going to be wonderful.
Everything is not wonderful.
Everything is wonderful.
Time to make some money.
We need to meet.
The papers are in the left.
Hey, didn't I just talk to the therapist about that today? And I told him...
I don't want to read that.
I told Allie that I want to stick to October 19th.
You can tell Allie anything you want.
And he didn't even have any loot.
Yeah,
How lousy. Yes, and now we're starting to see...
The probation officer, the therapist, the counselor. All in this boat.
Lorne,
I don't know why she doesn't want
so far you're making good strides.
to go outside. Disable bow 6
You're 2
guard.
weeks in.
Why is it telling me to go back outside?
It has been...
Use Narama. Oh, I gotta use Narama's device. Okay, here we
I don't
go.
let anything hold me back.
Lorne, listen to me, okay? Because I'm about to compliment you.
I did.
Okay?
Why would you not want me to
It
kill
has
him,
been
lady?
2 weeks since you've gotten drunk.
Am I supposed to be going up
Since
here? Is
you've
this
called
right?
me a bitch.
Oh.
Since you've called me a piece of
I
shit.
believe that is
since
the
you
chest right
yelled at
there,
me outside of tonight,
I'm not
which I'm not
mistaken.
even going to hold this against
So,
you. I'm not even going
actually,
to.
it's leading me
I'm
back
not going to say,
outside.
oh, well, 2
Disable
weeks
bow
starts
6
again
guard.
today. I'm not,
Why is
or
it
3
telling me to go
months
back
rather
outside?
starts again today. I'm not even going to do
Use
that.
Narama. Oh, I gotta
It's
use
been
Narama's device.
What is this against me? I didn't say yes to a date. You did.
Lorne, I just said I'm not going to hold any of this against you because I know that you're a little bit antsy because you feel like I'm going to be going out on a date with a millionaire underwear model looking therapist, but that's not the case.
Gee, that helps.
I'm not going on a date.
It's a fucking date. You don't believe you shit yes to it. I'm fucking bored.
Lorne, I didn't ask if you were floored. I didn't ask if you were ceilinged. The thing I'm saying is that it's not a date, but it's going to be great. I mean, everything's great.
When you bring other guys into your life,
I didn't bring another guy into my life. My parents
said yes to a date with another fucking guy. That is not great.
It's not
That's
great.
a lot of disrespect to me.
Yeah.
No, nobody's disrespecting you. Everything
You said yes to a fucking date with another guy.
Everything is
Why would you ever do that?
I don't see it as a date.
The guy was him saying no, he doesn't see it as a date. Yeah, he does. He was hitting on you the whole fucking time.
He didn't.
Unbelievable.
But check this out.
Check it out, Lorne. Get this.
No, Ramona. I would never try to do something that underhanded. I'm trying to be here for you as a friend to help you make a transition during this very difficult time. I'm doing this for your benefit. I promise you, your well-being is my primary objective. That's not a date.
You're not going to be his client. He has.
See, that tiny little message includes a lot of things that Lorne doesn't have the capacity to do, namely empathy. Also, a tiny bit of sympathy, and just a tiny bit of being a decent human being and offering up a hand up or a shoulder to lean on. A lot of things that Lorne is incapable of doing, not only because he's just a giant fucking piece of shit, but also because his ego dictates that everybody need to lean on him, and that he be, I guess, the proverbial paterfamilias to everyone all the time, everywhere, and they should suck up to him. So the fact that some other dude is playing the position that Lorne would like to be in, he is obviously just going to reject it outright. Doesn't matter if the dude's, coming from a completely platonic place and just being like, hey, I just want to be your buddy and I'm here for you if you need somebody. Lorne is going to take that as a threat, and he's going to try to eliminate that threat. And how does he do it? Well, he does it as best he can in his confines in Maine. In the trailer of failure, he's going to call him a piece of shit and a cocksucker and an internet scumbag and whatever the fuck else phrases he comes up with. He's got a few pretty pennies that he likes to toss out, but he can't do more than just name call from afar, shouting across the canyon. But it really just kind of gives you a little bit of a deep dive into his psyche and into how much he wants to be this kind of cult leader figure where everybody just bows to him. You take him at his word. Stop doing research on me. Don't look up anything on me. Like, if you want to know about me, you come to me. If I say this person is a bad person, then automatically, they're wicked. They're the devil. What do the Scientologists call them? Like some weird fucking alien name, like ET40 or some shit. Prions. I don't fucking know what they call him, but that's just kind of how Lorne operates. Anybody that's not him who's a threat is the opposite of healthy for your mental and physical well-being. He's the only one that needs to be dictating your day-to-day, and he's the ultimate decider on whether you're happy or sad. He's a lunatic. If he were actually smart, if he were actually attractive, if he were to actually have a grasp on just any kind of level that would influence people's emotions or their disposition, he could be a pretty fucking dangerous dude. Fortunately, as shitty as he is, he doesn't have any of those skills that would allow him to, I don't know, even convince his own shadow to get out of his way. So, we'll deep dive later on when he really, really taps into that shit, and how he goes from his crying episodes to his outbursts, like right back into playing the sympathy card. He's he's a narcissist, and he doesn't. I don't think he really feels a lot of emotions. I think he plays a lot of parts, and he tries to just drone up the orchestra whenever it's going to be beneficial for him. Whenever it plays into his hand, and whenever he can virtue signal, he's a fucking lunatic.
No need to ask you out for dinner. He has one agenda.
And what is that? To see me naked?
That's probably the main agenda he has.
What, to see me naked?
To see you naked, to get you in bed, for you to be his girlfriend. That's wrong. He's getting a divorce, remember?
Okay, just because he's getting a divorce.
That is not something that a therapist tells his client. That is bullshit.
Stay calm.
A therapist keeps things separated.
What?
A therapist keeps things separated. When he's with a client, he keeps it professional. He doesn't bring his life into the fucking matter. He listens to the client. He doesn't do most of the talking. He lets the client do the talking. And he puts his input in. But his input isn't supposed to last all fucking...
Lorne, the difference is, again, that people go to therapists voluntarily to discuss their feelings, so you have no idea what that relationship's like, because your therapists are compulsory, and they are there to get you out of the mind frame of, hey, I would like to act on my impulses that would lead me to rape children. That's a wholly different atmosphere and relationship than people who are like, hey, I'm feeling sad today. I would like to gain some skills to make sure that I can ground myself. I don't understand how he equates this shit all the time, and he feels like everybody is his own personal pet. And all things are equivalent, except for, when it comes to him just having this elevated sense of self and shit. But no, his probation officers, his counselors, his therapists, all this shit, they're directed toward making sure that he doesn't continue to be a predator and act on his impulses. Everybody else, Lorne, their therapists and their counselors are not there to do that. Nobody hires a counselor or a therapist to go, hey, I'm only coming to you because I kind of want to fuck kids like Lorne. So he thinks like just all of you guys are the same, so I guess you are. You're a fucking moron, dude. It's so but of course he's not going to be able to understand that, because he's a fucking piece of shit. Number one, he can't see outside of himself, refuses to face the man in the mirror. But number two, he exists in a fantasy land where, again, everybody is supposed to be subservient to him and is beneath him, and is somehow needs to placate him and his feelings and make sure that he feels fulfilled and satisfied and secure. He's such a weird human being. He's fucking fascinating, is really what it is.
Night. And his input also doesn't include asking his client out to dinner.
Okay, I didn't expect I would talk to the therapist for so long either, but he had a lot of insight.
God, I fucking hate him.
After I told you I get off the phone.
He had a lot of insights.
He's acting goofy. Remember?
Yeah, after the phone.
Trying to get fucking closer to you. Surprise. I can't believe this fucking shit is happening all over again.
But everything is perfect.
How can you say that?
Well, I can say this. Did you ever notice that therapist is just a contraction word for the rapist? So maybe his agenda isn't so hidden. I'm kidding. Everything is great. Hang on a second. Are you mad at me?
Is that Mona's husband? I don't remember this. Yeah, she's been on the phone with Lorne for an hour. You can hear her saying, or whispering, I love you. Oh my god, I don't remember this at all. This is fucking... Wow. I don't know, how does Lorne not fucking pick up on this?
Seriously.
Hang on a second.
Alright, let's listen.
Are you mad at me?
Are you mad at me? I'm assuming because she's been on the phone this whole time talking to Lorne. I would be mad too. Like, what are you doing? What the fuck?
I love you. I will.
Seriously.
I'm muted.
What are they?
Hey, don't be mad.
I gotta go.
Goodbye, my precious little princess.
You baby's hungry? Want some breakfast?
I got it.
Fucking Christ.
Okay, I know you're gonna drive me home. Been done.
Yep.
But either way,
What's up, baby?
listen, either way, we're going to rent. I'm sorry for what I did. Listen, I'll treat you to dinner and dessert. I'm sorry. Dinner and dessert, whatever you I've returned.
Yeah, there's some weird shit in the grand scheme.
For another dinner date?
What?
What, did he text you and ask you out for another dinner date?
Yep.
Oh gosh, Lorne, can we get past the first date? Let's see if there's chemistry, maybe a kiss, and then we'll worry about the second one.
Fucking shit.
Oh, so there's going to be a kiss on this date, huh?
Lorne, no.
That's what you just said.
Alright, that little peek behind the fourth wall there. I mean, that's the same shit I assume that Ember went through, I guess, with her. I don't really know the whole background or the complete actual factual lore, but yeah, if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're spending 6, 8, 10 hours on the phone with another dude, I mean, all for the sake of a troll, you're living a whole double life at the expense of your own actual life, and you're doing this on a dedicated basis for weeks and weeks and sometimes years. That's fucking weird, dude. It's so weird how much time some of these catfish decided to sacrifice for Lorne. You know what? God bless them. They gave us a lot of content, but holy fuck, dude. I would have left them in the dust years ago if some shit like this ever fucking happened to me. Like it's outlandish. Anyway, let's finish this up and then we can hit Ramona confronting and we can get the fuck past Ramona. I'm done with Ramona.
I know, Lorne, I'm joking. First of all, I don't kiss on the first date. That's thing one. Thing two, why? What?
One is you shouldn't be going on a date with a fucking supposed therapist anyway.
It's
He's not
not.
a fucking therapist.
Okay, Lorne, repeat after me, okay? It's Not a date.
A date, Ramona. First thing is when another guy asks you out for dinner, you don't tell him yes when you have a boyfriend anyway. Especially when your boyfriend's right on the phone listening to the whole friggin' thing.
Lorne. You've got to remain calm.
There's nothing to be calm about with that shit. There's nothing to be calm about with
Lorne, everything is fantastic.
No, it is not. Pretty little girl, you want some breakfast? Sweetheart. Want some breakfast? Come on. Come on. Good girl. Yeah, I'm ready to put it over here so you don't want me to spot table. Why would you say yes to any guy asking you out to dinner?
Lorne, it's not a date.
You answer me that question.
Because I'm curious to see what he has to talk about.
Why would you be curious when he's not going to be your therapist?
Yeah, why are you so fucking curious, Ramona?
Because he's still going to be my friend.
Oh, of course. Still going to be your friends. Still going to come over, be invited over to your house. Still going to come over and spend the night. Think about the shit all over again.
Lorne, you've written a story that's never existed.
It doesn't have to exist yet. I know what's going to happen.
What? And how? You tell the future?
It already happened. It already happened with the doctor, and I told you right from the get-go what was going to happen.
And what? You tell this with your crystal ball, your blue balls, or your silver bells? I don't know.
Happened with the doctor.
Okay.
I saw the whole thing coming when it happened with the doctor. That's exactly what happened. See the whole thing happening all over with the therapist.
It's not, Lorne. Lorne. You're living in the past. And even though the doctor is still a good friend of mine, you're living in the past.
Yeah, and you're creating new problems.
I'm not.
First problem is when another guy asks you on a date and you have a boyfriend, you don't say yes.
He didn't ask me on a date. He didn't ask me on a date.
He asked you out to dinner. That's a date. When you have a boyfriend and another guy asks you out to dinner, you don't tell him yes. Why would you do that? Especially when you know how I feel about it. I didn't hide any way that I felt about this guy. I know you knew that I wouldn't have been happy about it.
I did not think that you would be upset with it. I thought you'd think it was a good idea for me to go out to dinner with my therapist and talk.
How could you possibly think that I would think it was a good idea?
Lorne.
I want to know the answer to that. How could you possibly think that I would think it was a good idea? And the whole time I didn't like the fucking guy.
Lorne, you don't like any guy who's associated with me.
That's a fact.
The whole time he's supposed to be a therapist. He's violating every rule in the therapist book.
I don't have a therapist book. Lorne, you hate every guy who's affiliated with me.
There's no excuse for this bullshit.
Lorne, stay calm. Everything is perfect.
Everything is not perfect when you're going on a date with another guy.
It's not a date. Lorne, it is not a date. This is a good thing.
Going out to dinner. You're going out to dinner. That's a freaking date.
Well, that is a matter of opinion. Because what is a date to you? Define it. Define the word.
He asked you out for dinner. One-on-one dinner.
Okay, I went to one-on-one dinner with my mom.
A little different than your mom. It's not another guy. It's not somebody that's been hitting on you all fucking night.
I went on a one-on-one dinner excursion with my dad.
It's your dad. Not a one-on-one date with the guy that fucking has been hitting on you all night.
I think everything's going to be great. I really do.
Yeah, because now you get another guy that's going to come over and fucking go on vacation with you. Yeah. You're fucking great.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I'm having surgery next Thursday, and I will not be going on any weekend trips until September.
Well, he said he'd come to a hospital and visit you. I heard that too. Therapist doesn't do that. This guy took it way beyond therapy.
I beg to differ.
You're trying to get too personal.
I beg to differ because one of my good friends is a therapist, and one of her clients had a baby, and she visited her in the hospital.
And how long did they know each other?
That I'm not sure. I'm not even going to try and guess.
How many therapy sessions have you had with this guy?
Does it matter?
Yeah.
We've had almost daily because of my parents freaking out. Literally, almost daily. That's why I'm so That's why I was so confused, because yesterday I had 2 sessions. One with him, then one separate, one with him one-on-one, then one with him and my parents. I'm not... Because they think they did something wrong. And I told them, I'm like, you guys didn't do anything wrong. You did everything right. And I won't go into what they said, but...
A therapist doesn't ask his clients out to dinner. A therapist does not get personal with clients.
Lord, if he shows up naked, I'll tell you. But he better not show up naked, because we're going to be going to a new vegan restaurant, and I don't need them. I don't need to be banned from the restaurant before I even get there.
He's showing up with a rose in his hand.
With a rose?
Oh, yeah. I'll be a red rose.
Sounds like something the doctor would do.
Oh, well. I bet the doctor did that, too.
No, he showed up with about 1 billion roses in my apartment. But that's besides the point.
And that was after he knew you had a boyfriend. Real respectful.
At the time, Lord, at the time that happened, I don't think you realize how they did not think anything was going on like that. And even
he talked to me on the phone. He talked to me on the phone, so he knew.
Yeah, I'm dating this guy in Maine. Here he is on the phone. Like, I don't know. He didn't seem to take it too seriously.
Well, out of respect for you, he should have. Even if he didn't have any respect for me. Out of respect for you, you told him. He should have taken it seriously out of respect for you.
Lorne, let's not talk about respecting me.
Well?
Because you've done some of the most egregious acts of disrespect against me.
What was most of my problem all around? The doctor.
So so now you're going to blame another man for your actions.
I'm not blaming another man for my actions.
But you said what was your problem all around the doctor. Don't blame him for the way that you behaved.
Oh, it don't matter. God, I'm a loser.
So that's what you're saying.
Your therapist is taking you on a date, said so.
Okay, but when did I say that? Quote me as saying that. Say again?
Didn't stop him from saying it.
I don't control what he says.
Yeah, because he doesn't respect you at all either.
Okay, again, Lauren, with respect. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing that's real messed up, okay? You are so butthurt and whiny, crying, and fussing about my therapist calling you a loser. But you said nothing about the fact that you called me a pathetic bitch. You've called me a whore. You've called me a slut. You've called me a piece of shit. And you've called me a cunt, okay? You, the person who, as you say, is supposed to be my boyfriend, have called me all those things. But you want me to forget about it because it was 2 weeks ago, okay? You say nothing about that, but yet you're so butthurt and upset because my therapist called you a loser. Explain that to me.
So we're turning this around.
Yeah, we're turning this car right back around.
You said yes to a date with your therapist.
No, it has nothing to do with saying yes to a date or anything else with the therapist. If you want to talk about that, we can talk about that. But the fact that you're going to sit here, he called me a loser. He's so mean. But yet the fact that you have called me a pathetic bitch, you want me to forget because it was 2 weeks ago, and that person who did that is not you anymore.
Turn this around all you want. I'm not going to tell you that I'm fine with it. With you going on a date with a fucking therapist.
Okay, then talk about that, but don't talk about him calling you a loser.
And now I'm not going to say it's all right for him to call me a fucking loser. Because of the fact he's a therapist, he's supposed to be professional. They don't go around calling people losers.
And your boyfriend, you're supposed to treat women with respect, especially one that you claim to love.
That's right.
So your silence means that there's nothing you can say to contest that.
I didn't know what I said was wrong. I'm sorry for the things I said.
Okay, but
I'm not doing it anymore.
Okay, that's nice that you have not called me a pathetic bitch in 2 weeks. That's very nice. But if you wanted to talk, let's talk about the, quote, date, end quote, not what my therapist called you and how it made you feel.
The therapist is supposed to be professional.
Okay, professional.
I have never called you a loser or any name.
I'm not a registered sex offender who has what you have on paper, okay? If Allie was going to call me a loser, it would be based on nothing except the fact that if she was racist, maybe she'd call me that, but that would be based on racism, and I would hope that she's not like that. Other than that, she has no basis to call me a loser. There's nothing. There's nothing.
Has no basis to call me a loser.
Lauren, he and my parents heard audio of you screaming and cursing at me and calling me every name under the sun. That right there, that someone would treat someone who they call their girlfriend, that right there gives credence to the idea that the person saying that stuff is a loser. You can't sit there and say that my parents should be subject to hear that kind of stuff and get bullshit in the mail about their daughter dating a registered sex offender and bullshit about how she was treated in the mail, and then come back and say, well, nothing about me is a loser. I feel bad for them just having to experience that. I feel bad for them that they even had to go through that they even had to have that bullshit come through the mail. And holy heaven forbid if it had been mislabeled or anything like that, and it had gone to the neighbors who all know me and my parents. I mean, the neighbors have lived there. They've lived there for decades and decades and decades. All of the neighbors. And had it been mismarked, so instead had the address been one digit off, and then
the therapist calling me a loser.
No. You're not listening. And had one of the neighbors opened a package that said, "This is who Ramona's dating," and had they heard that stuff, and my parents had to go through that, I'm not defending him calling you a loser. I'm saying that if you want to say he asked me out on a date, that's fine. We can talk about that. I'm saying if you want to say that he's hitting on me, that's fine. We can talk about that. But for you to sit here and have such a problem with someone calling you a loser, something that I think a lot of people, if they saw what you have written on paper, would say, yeah,
That is not to call me a loser.
Okay, and yours is to call me a pathetic bitch and a piece of shit and a cunt and a whore and a no good.
No, it isn't. But I didn't bring him into a fucking relationship.
Okay, and I didn't get into a relationship to be called the things that you've called me.
And I'm not calling you that anymore. I'm not drinking anymore. I'm changing for me as well as for me and you.
So because you're not drinking, it's okay? No. Because you're not drinking for 2 weeks, it's okay the stuff that you did for 9 months? Is that what you're saying?
No. What I'm saying is I'm correcting what other things that I've done wrong.
Okay, so then stop. So then stop saying, "Well, I stopped doing that."
It doesn't mean that I'm going to say it's all right for the therapist to call me a loser when he doesn't have any right to call me a loser.
See here.
He wants to call me that out of the session to himself. That's fine. But for him to say that to you, that's not fine.
You know what? I'm not nearly as offended by that as I am by being called a pathetic bitch. I've never in my life been called the kinds of things that you have called me. And when you can sit there, and this is exactly what you did, you called me a pathetic bitch, and then I don't even know if it was 5 minutes later, you asked if I wanted to wake up next to you and if I wanted to have sex with you that night, if I would have had sex with you that night if you were there.
I don't even remember that conversation.
Well, Lorne, again, just because you don't remember it doesn't mean it didn't happen. It happened.
I didn't say it didn't happen. You know how my memory is. Sorry, I don't remember.
Okay, so here's the thing. So instead of saying in a dismissive tone, I don't remember that. How about saying, that was really fucked up that I did that, instead of dismissing.
It's really fucked up that I did that. I'm going to admit to it. I'm not going to say that it wasn't fucked up.
So Lorne,
and I apologize for doing it.
Lorne, the guy gave me a lot of shit to think about, because how is it that you're going to say, he called you a loser, and whether he should have done that as a therapist or not is up in the air. Because, for the point that he was trying to make. Okay, so let's say that was wrong, but for him to do that. But was he wrong in saying that? He heard video footage of you calling me a woman. And you shouldn't say this about any woman, but certainly one that you claim that you love, a bitch, a whore, a piece of shit, all these names. That alone, you don't think that alone is loser behavior?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so then
I don't need to hear it from your therapist. Your therapist shouldn't be saying that to you.
I could not argue with the things that he was saying, Lorne, because it was true. I mean, he was winning. I mean, I was defending you, but everything he was saying was true. And here I am defending you. But again, the shit that he was saying, I couldn't argue. And the stuff that he told me, I didn't know that there was audio footage of you talking to a child or someone who sounded like a child. I didn't know that that existed. And that you had said, after saying that you weren't going to have sex and all this stuff, that you were bringing condoms so you don't get somebody knocked up. I didn't know there was audio footage of that.
I don't remember it either.
Okay, again, Lorne.
I've got it. I've got it on CD, and I've got everything.
Okay, so then you're. I
don't watch it. You know why? Because it was 10 years ago, and I tried to get it out of my head.
Yeah, but you know what? You do the same thing that I do, that he said that I do, that I shouldn't be doing, which is the bad stuff that you've done, that I have just tried to completely eradicate from my mind. You do that, but the problem with you doing it, there's problems with me doing it. The problem with you doing it is that you don't learn and you don't grow and you don't change.
He says all that shit to you, and then he asks you out to dinner.
No, I'm saying that you don't learn and that you don't grow and that you don't change. Lorne, I've said a lot of the things that he said to you. I put on a united front. I defended you. I defended you for hours. I defended you for, 7 hours today. And at what point does it become comical when I'm sitting there saying, well, maybe he forgot that she was, maybe he blocked it out of her mind that she was 13. You know, or maybe him calling me those things, he does it because he gets mad at me. And it's like I deserve it.
It's probably comical when I say that. I never meant to even go that route with a decoy. I meant to just be a good person and give the decoy somebody to talk to.
Lorne, but not meaning to go that route.
I was turning around as I was grooming. Lorne, okay, if you really don't know what grooming is, you need to read your chat log, because that is the definition of grooming, and I haven't even read all of it. I know what grooming is, but when I started talking to her, I wasn't doing it to groom her.
Lorne, but here's...
I was doing it just to give her somebody to talk to, because nobody else in the room would talk to her.
But here's the difference between first degree Ramona, first degree murder and first degree murder. Okay, here's the difference. Okay, if I get in my car right now and I say I'm going to drive all the way down to Texas to kill my cousin, and I just named a state, and I actually have a cousin who lives in Texas. But I don't even know what he looks like. I haven't seen him in so long. But anyway, if I get in my car and I drive down to Texas and I say I'm going to kill my cousin in Texas, and I go to Texas and I get my car and I make the 20-hour drive and I kill my cousin in Texas, and now he's dead, and I say, well, yeah, I killed him. I got in my car with the intention of killing him. I killed him. That's first degree murder. Now, here's the difference between first-degree murder and first-degree murder. If I get in my car and I say, oh, I'm going to Texas to argue with my cousin, oh, I'm going to Texas to have dinner with my cousin, oh, I'm going to Texas because it's legal to fuck your cousin in Texas, I don't know, I'm going to Texas to watch movies with my cousin. If I go to Texas to do those things, or any of those things, or one of those things, or none of those things, I'm just going to Texas to look at my cousin. And I get there and we're talking, and then we start arguing, and I decide I'm going to fucking kill my cousin, and I kill my cousin. Well, guess what?
Okay. Well, that's part 7. I didn't know it was going to cut out right there. In the middle of that whole talk. Okay. What I want to do is I'm going to end this stream, and then I'm going to start up a new stream to cut to the RAMONAH finale. And we'll move forward from there. I cannot wait to be fucking done with this RAMONAH shit. So, bear with me. Give me like 10 or so minutes. We'll restart this stream and